Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow. Yeehaw.
God, motherfucking. Oh, let's cheers this shit right
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
Let's see how strong these fucking drinks are. Because
I'm
I
ready.
for sure normally do like a 4-second pour, but I was like, let's see what 6 seconds has to do.
Yeah, fuck it, let's
see
go.
what 6 seconds has to do.
I'm down for a couple extra seconds. I can't even tell. There's some pineapple in there.
That dude, the cranberry pineapple juice, bro. I'm telling you that.
You
shit,
can't even tell. That shit cuts
is-
through the alcohol hard.
Here you go, bro.
Oh, thank you, brother.
This is water too.
Thank you very
Gotta
much.
stay hydrated. 'Cause, you know,
Drink
we're,
responsibly.
we're too high for TV. Where two guys get too high and talk about a little bit too much TV.
Just a little
You
bit.
know, we sit down. You know, now we're having a couple drinks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
crack a couple jokes, have a couple laughs.
Yeah.
Talk
Crap
about some TV.
Oh, I said crap a couple jokes.
crap a couple jokes too. You know,
Crap a couple jokes.
we got to shit out some jokes as
you know,
well.
you got to get them out. You know,
Exactly.
don't hold in your farts. You kill a
But-
baby.
Yeah, that shit will just turn into a burp, bro. Now you just got a poopy burp
Yeah.
coming out your mouth, bro.
You don't want to do that.
Exactly.
You really don't.
Exactly.
Just let it be free.
Be free. I don't even know if that's a song, but
It's good.
that's a song now.
Yeah, it is.
But you know what it is, everybody. Episode number 52. God damn.
Nice.
52. I feel like you
Has
know,
a nice ring to it.
it does have a nice
Yeah.
ring to it.
52.
52. I remember when I was 52 back in 1952.
Back in 1952.
Dude, how solid is it to be born like
On the-
1900,
yeah.
2000?
That's my sister. My sister's born in 2000 in August. So like, yeah, she's just. How old am I? I don't know. What year is it? Like,
That's so fucked up, dude. I gotta sit here and do math and shit.
Yeah, I don't want to think
bro.
about that. I mean, I only have to add 3, but
I mean, I know
still.
we're a math podcast, but I hate doing math.
We
bro.
are.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No,
I do,
it's
I
heavily.
do love math, bro.
I don't.
I do.
I
like
don't.
some
I don't know if I've talked about it before or not, but I and math did not get along very well. I failed multiple math classes. a lot.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude. We all can't be blessed with freaking
The
being
math
able to count
whiz.
numbers,
yeah,
dude.
you know, I'm a English kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm better with my words.
Better with my words here.
I is better with me words.
It's better with my... but no, I mean, you know, I liked me some math. I you know, I was down with counting the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when
Dividing the numbers.
Remember when long division was a thing? You know,
Oof,
it's so
yeah.
funny that you learn long division, then you don't ever end up using it ever
Never
again.
No.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't care about these remainders. Actually, can you just turn them into a decimal? And you're
Yeah.
just like, why don't you just fucking teach me that in the first place?
Yeah. Why? Who cares?
Like,
yeah.
like, I don't. Yeah. Fuck that shit.
You
bro.
know, school. School's great.
To school for cool.
To school for cool, man.
Too cool for school.
I
Oh,
follow
fuck.
the rule of
I was
cool.
I was watching Abbott Elementary today, and they actually
Oh, nice.
did dude, I've been loving Abbott Elementary. That shit's so good, dude.
Yeah. A few
shit's
episodes
so
I've
good.
seen is hilarious. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, you need to watch it more because Zach Fox is in that shit, bro.
Oh
You be
yeah, you're
listening to
telling
his
me he's like the shitty boyfriend, right?
Ah, I fucking hate him, but I fucking love
you
him
love
at the
to
same
hate
time.
him? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
This like one of the latest episodes I watched. It's in season 1, so it's not like it's the
Yeah.
newest episode.
Yeah.
But they do like they're doing like some sort of like benefit concert at the school for the kids,
Okay.
and he's a rapper in the show,
Uh-huh.
and his girlfriend is basically the main teacher,
Mhm.
Janine. And she basically gets him to perform,
Oh,
and it's
shit.
just so funny because he is making like anti-drug songs.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, drugs, crack, meth. He's like, they're not cool, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's all, if you do drugs, and I know you, I'm gonna punch you in the face, like stupid shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And they do like the little interview. And he's like, yeah, no one's really taking the anti-drug lane. You know, it's kind of like something that's not a lot of people are doing now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and he's like doing a song, and at the points where there's cuss words, he's physically saying bleep and like not actually bleeping them out. So he's
Like
like,
mother bleeper.
yeah, exactly. Dude. And I was like, this is fucking great, bro.
Shit, dude.
This is
That's
fucking-
good. That is funny.
It's a fucking beautiful show, man. I love that shit.
Yeah. It's got what's his name, right? From Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, Chris Rock. No, I'm just
Chris
kidding.
Rock, he's back.
Everybody. Did you watch that show?
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude.
Shit was great, man.
That's where I first remember seeing Terry Crews, honestly. I think that's probably like my earliest memory of him.
I think that's where everyone has first seen Terry
Yeah,
Crews.
for sure.
Like, I don't know what else he did first,
I mean, maybe White Chicks came out pretty early on. like early 2000s, I
that's
think.
true.
So maybe that. But
That's
I mean, it depends on what order you watch those two things. I feel like us as kids around that time probably saw Everybody Hates Chris first, and then Some White Chicks. You know?
I think I did. I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody Hates Chris is 2005. Is when the show started.
Okay, yeah. I think White Chicks for sure has to be before that, like 2003 or something like that.
2004.
Oh,
so yeah,
wow.
one year
Hey.
ahead. You're close.
I was,
Very
it just
close.
gives off those early 2000 vibes.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
100%.
2003, 2004.
It gives off like that you couldn't get away with it nowadays type of shit type of vibe.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You can't get away with fucking anything
No,
nowadays.
definitely not.
Dude.
Did we talk about it on the podcast, or was it just you and I shooting the shit about it? That Jamie Foxx movie that's just sitting on the shelf. So apparently there's like a Jamie Foxx film that he directed, and I think starred in as well. And it's got like an all-star studded cast. Like Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. I think he has like Drake in the movie.
Oh, beautiful.
Like all kinds of people, right? And from what I understood in the article I was reading, it's about sportscasters. And apparently they made it right before COVID hit. And so like, you know, in like the weird grace period before everything got like super heavy duty, like don't say anything about anything.
You can't say that,
Yeah.
man.
And so it's just been sitting on shelves ever since then because he's just been like too afraid to release it in case he like, you know, gets in trouble, gets canceled, gets
Fuck
shunned, whatever it might be. So, you know, kind of a bummer to think that like somebody can put time, money, effort, creativity into a project and like just be so scared to like of the repercussions that they're just not going to release it, you know?
It's pretty nuts, bro.
That's ass, dude. That
Honestly,
sucks.
if you would cancel Jamie Foxx, you fucking suck, dude. Who would cancel Jamie Foxx?
I mean, depending on what he did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, like, you know, for a movie that maybe has some offensive jokes, yeah, for sure. Like that, my personal philosophy, you know, jokes are jokes. You know, if somebody is coming to the table saying like, "Hey, we're making fun of this shit. We don't mean it. It's satire." Right? Cool. No sweat off of my back. I think that shit's funny. You could go into some heavy duty shit if you want to. But if you're just saying that shit, you know, like just out of nowhere, then maybe not so good.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
depends on the circumstances, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't cancel Jamie Foxx.
It's a tumultuous time we live in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you can't even like. I don't know if you keep up with like women's college basketball or anything like that.
Can't say
Or
that I
college-
do.
But so we just had both the men's and the women's like March Madness, like the national championship and everything like
Yeah.
that. And you had LSU who won for the women's side, fucking dominated Iowa, even though Iowa had arguably the best player in the tournament in Caitlin Clark. She, I think, was the first woman in NCAA history to have back-to-back 40-point games.
Damn.
Yeah, just tearing it up, bro.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that the player Caitlin Clark did at the end of one of her games is they won. She looked over at the bench of the opposing team and she did the John Cena, like, you can't see me, right? I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love
Talk
the
some
trash.
shit. Why not?
I love talking shit in sports. Like, that shit's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so Iowa goes on to play LSU. LSU wins. Then you have Angel Reese from, I'm pretty sure it's Angel. Yeah, Angel Reese from LSU, who the last like 20 seconds of the game, she's guarding Caitlin Clark, and she is following her around. She's looking at her, and she's, you know, doing the, you know, and then Caitlin Clark walks away, and she fucking points, and then Angel Reese points at her ring finger like, hey, we just won, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And she was getting a bunch of shit for it.
For talking back shit?
Yeah, exactly.
But what's her name? Caitlin Clark started the shit talking.
A lot of the discourse online was like, you know, you got to win with class. Like, it's
Nah, fuck
you know,
that.
Fuck that shit,
Fuck
bro.
that,
But okay,
bro.
but another big reason,
To a certain
know,
extent, but like...
but it's a lot of people are pointing to the fact that she is just a strong black woman, and it's like, you know, when you got Caitlin Clark, who's like this dainty little white girl who's like, oh my god, she's amazing, 40-point, you know,
the narrative is very...
People are gonna come to the rescue
That's
of the
bullshit.
white. Yeah,
Fuck that, dude. That's whack.
but shout out to Caitlin Clark because she did go on ESPN and she did an interview, and the people on ESPN asked her about that, and she's like, dude, like, I don't give a fuck, like, I love Angel Reese, like, you know, I talk shit, like, that's a big part of sports.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, if they won and she's talking shit, like, so be it. Like, she's like, I like her as a player, like, I don't dislike her for it, like, you know, go ahead and do it.
That's good to hear because, like, honestly, I think that type of shit is important because, like, just us as like audience members, not like us in particular, but just
Nah, me and you, bro.
me and you,
Yeah.
Ryan and I,
because we're watching women's basketball all the fucking time.
every single day. I tune in, but but like us as audience members have a tendency to like think we know how these people are and who they are and what they do and how they feel about shit. So it's nice to have somebody come and just set the record straight, just like, nah, dude, I don't give a fuck. Y'all are tripping. Like that was a good game. You know? Deserves some shit talking.
Dude, I'm a big like advocate of shit talking in sports.
Yeah.
Like I get really pissed off when like in baseball, right? When like a batter hits a home run and then they pimp the bat and then the pitcher gets pissed off. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up, dude.
Like,
how
just
about
relax,
you?
yeah.
How about you actually like make some good pitches?
Yeah, and then
if
you
the
can
dude,
talk shit.
like if the guy hits a home run off you, just fuck tip your cap, bro. And if he wants to flip the bat, let him flip the fucking bat.
Whatever.
Because if you as a pitcher were at home plate and you hit a fucking home run,
you probably want to do the same
you
thing.
probably want to flip the bat
for
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never vibed with that. I never vibed with like, oh, this guy did this. Let's fucking hit him when he comes up to bat and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, that's the
fucked
whack shit. Like, as long as, because I think, like, in general, most sports have a tendency to be like physical, right? Obviously, you're gonna be bumping up against like opposing players and shit like that. So, like, as long as the shit talking stays shit talking, and you're not trying to like, get overly physical, get some fucking technicals, some fucking unnecessary contact, whatever it might be, then, that's fine. Whatever. Talk your shit, dude. Just don't let it spill over into like the physical side of shit. That's all. That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, I used to be a catcher, and there were many moments where, someone on the opposing team would do something, our pitcher didn't like, our team didn't like, whatever. And then I'd be out there and the pitcher's like, all right, I'm gonna throw a couple balls and then I'm gonna hit this guy, not make it look obvious. And I'm like, bro, how about we just fucking get him out?
Just play, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I understand you're pissed, but don't you think it'd be a little better if we just fucking strike his ass out?
Yeah.
Versus like you hit him and you give him first base.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. Stupid.
I don't know. That's how I thought.
No, stupid.
Yeah,
you not only are you making yourself look like a fool, you're giving up a base, bro. What are you doing?
Like that's how I would feel. Like if I was talking shit and I came up to bat and then they struck me out, I'd be like, oh fuck, they got
you, yeah.
But then if they hit me and I got on first, I'm like,
you're still riding high off of that.
Dude, I'm freaking living rent free in your guys' heads.
Yeah, 100%.
Got a nice plot of land in the left hemisphere over there.
Yeah, yeah, you've definitely invaded the brain space for sure at that point. Yeah. You're in their heads, man.
But yeah, safe to say it's been an interesting week for media in the sports world. Yeah. I would say, just with all that.
The political world, too. Not to get too crazy, but...
fucking Donnie J, man.
Donnie J, bro.
Donnie J.
Homeboy got fucking arrested or arraigned or whatever the fuck they called it. It's probably like a rich person's arrest, so I'm sure he didn't even have handcuffs on him, but...
No, I don't think they put handcuffs on him.
No, I didn't assume they were going to. But, that's cool. That's good. I'm glad they're getting him on some shit, Call motherfucker out for what he did.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Like, I wonder if... now on TV, like on Home Alone 2, they just don't even show a scene anymore.
It's just cut out?
Yeah, they just don't show a scene anymore.
That's crazy. That's
when it's
crazy.
like, honestly, I remember watching that scene and being like, who the fuck is this guy?
The dude incited racism and violence, so, I get it. That's cool. I understand. At the same time, too, it's like, that's just, I think, again, like, similar to the conversation we're having. It's just a product of the times, Donald Trump just happened to be a super rich fucking dude who owned a hotel that they were filming at during the making of Home Alone 2. Probably still a piece of shit back then. Not saying he wasn't, but it wasn't out yet, so nobody knew about it.
I think it was just different back then. People probably knew he was a piece of shit, but the fact that we don't have the internet and we're not, they weren't sharing information like we
nobody
are like
said
now.
Anything, yeah.
Everyone was just like, oh, who's this Trump guy?
It is what it is. Yeah, it gets away with it,
But hallelujah. The man's hopefully going to jail. He did plead not guilty to 34 accounts of like
a bunch of
like
shit,
tax fraud and shit like that.
Yeah.
But hey, hopefully it all works out.
I heard it doesn't go back to trial or appeal or whatever the fuck it might be till like December. So it's a cool minute before any of this actually starts to come to.
He's probably going to be like, if he does go to jail, it'd probably be on some like Goodfellas shit where he's like just chilling.
100%.
They're not actually in jail.
No, definitely not. If he actually goes to any kind of like prison, he's going to have like the Gucciest fucking shit. He's going to rich prison for sure.
If Mike, the situation
got
like, he went to jail for pretty much I think the same thing, just like tax fraud, tax evasion and shit like that. And he went to one of the nicer jails where like You got to go out. It was like, yeah, it was hella nice. Everyone
Yeah.
from the Jersey Shore went and got to like kick it with
Visit
them. And
it,
stuff.
yeah.
I was like, what the, this fucking
Yeah, it's
guy.
bullshit, man.
This fucking guy.
You do the crime, you do the time.
Hey, but now he has a YouTube channel where him and his wife literally just like, because him and his wife both work out a lot.
Yeah.
And so they have their cheat day. And what they'll do is they'll literally just go through a drive-thru and just order everything on the menu and then just try it
take
all.
it out.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then just make videos about it like, oh, this was good. I didn't really like that too much.
Nice.
You know? Yeah.
That's fun.
I remember I got into a deep rabbit hole on those where I was like,
Really?
what's this house? Oh, this guy's on fucking YouTube.
What's he eating next, man? Yeah.
I've honestly like, because you guys have probably heard it before on this podcast. I love Jersey Shore. So anything Jersey Shore related, I'm with it.
You
bro.
go deep
I'm
on.
fucking with it. Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Why not?
Snooki and JWoww had their own like show after like Jersey Shore ended, after like the quote unquote last season.
Mm-hmm.
They had their show. I fucking watched that shit. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, why not enjoy a
Dude.
good spinoff? You know, why wouldn't you?
I love it, man. They need to make a Jersey Shore movie, like. Yeah, the
Bring
way
them
they
all
did
back,
like the
or
way they
like-
did like Entourage, and they made like an Entourage movie.
Yeah, so bring them all back.
Yeah, bring them all back.
Okay.
Cause have we ever had like a what's that? What's the fucking like? Have we ever had like a reality TV movie where that's like a movie about reality TV?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't just want to say no, but I don't know of any. I've never heard of one before. Definitely not. I don't know how that would work is the thing, because like reality, I would have to imagine that there's a lot of reality TV things that get filmed that's just left on the cutting room floor, right? Like obviously they're, as much as everything does probably happen like relatively candidly, they're still editing that shit to make it into something appealing to watch.
No, that's just for sure scripted.
Okay, so there you go, right? So in that case, I could see them getting a movie made. It's just like, how long do you make it? I think is the main thing.
Dude, honestly, have you ever watched Jersey Shore?
No.
Dude, you could sit down and easily watch 2 hours of Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I feel like an hour 45 would be my mark right there.
Yeah, I would probably do hour 30, hour 45 if
you
we're
know what?
talking
I don't know if
Jersey
you
Shore.
want to do 2 whole hours of reality stuff, but
I
maybe
would
not.
I would do 2 whole hours.
Maybe
It just
you would.
depends. It depends on the premise, like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? If it's like another, like Jersey Shore takes on like another foreign country, right? Like I'm fucking strapped on in. Give me 2.5 hours. I don't even fucking care.
You would
right?
have to have like a good concept for sure.
Yeah.
You'd have to have like a plot basically of like
they're getting ready for their fucking their luggage gets lost,
sure.
you know, shit like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
get in the wrong taxi,
Yep.
they go to the wrong spot,
Yep.
they get lost, shit like that. I would love
Yeah.
to see some shit like that.
Yeah. The closest thing I could think of, like now that I'm trying to think about it, is like Bad Grandpa. But even something like there was an Eric Andre movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like it's semi-reality, right? Like obviously they're putting people in ridiculous scenarios that they're setting up, but it has like has a tinge of reality to it because it is like real people reacting to like what they're doing and shit like that. But that's the closest I could think of. Both of those got theatrical releases, if I'm not mistaken. So
The Eric Andre one was fucking hilarious.
oh, yeah, that shit was funny. Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
that's the one where he goes to like the car detailer shit, and like the vacuum like sucks up all his
Dude,
clothes,
that's the
right? And he's all
beginning of the
fucking
movie.
yeah, that's right. He's like, "Fuck, bro, I really like want to go ask that girl out. Like I've been wanting to ask her out for a long time." But he's like all naked and shit, right?
Dude, I would love to just be that extra dude, the dude that just doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and you're just like Eric Andre, just like, hey, I need you, you know.
How you know what I wonder is it's like obviously not everybody watches everything all the time. So I could see there being some people out there who like don't know. But like how does something like that happen to you and you don't be like, "Hey, you're Eric Andre. Like what the fuck's going on right now?"
I think he is just like as big as comedy is, I think he is still for just like a very niche audience.
That's true, I guess. Yeah,
Like,
good point.
Like I don't think there's just a lot of people globally who know who Eric
Andre.
Andre is.
Yeah.
Like if I'm comparing it to music, right? Like Eric Andre is very much, I would consider like still like a quote unquote like underground artist,
Sure.
even though he is very big in his own right. Like he
Yeah.
has his own TV show and stuff like
He's
that.
gotten a lot bigger recently, I think, for sure. But yeah, I feel that. For
But
sure.
on like the global scale,
Yeah.
like
he's not somebody you'd recognize like at the train station or
yeah,
something like that.
Kevin
yeah.
Hart's like the Drake
Yeah.
of like the comedy
yeah,
world,
yeah, most
right?
definitely, yeah.
Whereas Eric Andre's like, you know, like Flatbush Zombies, where he's
Yeah.
big in his own right,
His fans
but
will
he's
know
still
him.
very niche. So I think with stuff like that, you do have to just kind of find an area of like the world where just no one kind of like knows.
Yeah, so you can just fuck around and do that. Have you ever seen? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they probably have to get like very analytical and like, okay, who's watching Eric Andre stuff?
Yeah,
and
where's the viewership?
Yeah,
exactly. Like
yeah.
yeah. Have you ever seen that clip of just to like throw back to our last episode a little bit? Have you ever seen that clip of Lance Reddick on the Eric Andre show where he's like, I wish I were LeVar Burton?
No.
Okay, so he comes out in like Star Trek garb and he's got chains on like just like raggedy pants and shit, right? And he's like, I wish I were LeVar Burton. Like just ridiculous Eric Andre shit, right? Like doing it over and over again. And I've seen that plenty of times. That clip cracks me up all the time when I watch it, right? But I didn't know. Do you know who LeVar Burton is, right?
No.
He's the Reading Rainbow guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Reading Rainbow.
So fucking he went on the Eric Andre show relatively recently. I didn't know this clip existed. It just popped on my YouTube page the other day. And he hops out the fucking side thing, same place where like Lance Reddick came out and did his bit. And he's all, I wish I was Lance Reddick. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking great. I love it. He fucking does it a couple times and he's like, and with that, the meme is completed. And he fucking walks off the stage. And I was like, damn, that was pretty badass, dude. Not gonna lie. Some good shit.
Shout out Lance Reddick. Rest in peace.
Yeah, 100%, man. I feel like maybe we should watch some more Lance Reddick stuff because I think all I really know him from is like
John Wick.
Yeah,
I just know him from John Wick, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him from anything else before.
He's a big actor though, for sure.
He's been around for a while, most definitely.
I don't know what you're waiting for. Resident Evil.
Oh, okay.
Oh, The Wire. Yes. Okay, that's where people. That's where he's.
One,
yeah, that's the big one. The Wire.
Okay,
Okay.
for sure.
Fuck, I need to watch The Wire, bro. But it's so long.
Yeah, it's
6
like
years.
Yeah, 6 seasons.
I think way more than that because that's around the time where like
They would do multiple seasons a year.
I don't know if they were doing multiple seasons a year, but it's. I was having this conversation with I forget who it was. I think my mom. Like shows are just so different now. Like we were talking about how House of Dragon got renewed for, or obviously it's gonna be season 2. It's almost greenlit for season 3, and how they're trying to end it in like 3 or 4, and how like TV's just different now. Like people aren't getting signed to those long-term like sitcom television shows where it used to be like, okay, we're signed on and you're gonna be here for probably like 8, 9, 10 seasons. You know?
Yeah, most definitely.
It's so different now.
I think I have to say honestly, I kind of prefer where we are now because like I feel like when you sign somebody onto like a contract like that,
5 seasons. Oh, okay, not too
that's
bad.
not bad. Yeah, but 5
God,
HBO seasons is definitely difficult.
Look at this
Dude,
cast,
Michael B.
though.
Jordan is in there. What the fuck? Crazy.
Idris
Elba.
Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is where like Michael B. Jordan first got
Started
like
probably like as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he got that, and then I think he did like Fruitvale Station, and that was
that was his
one.
big breakout
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I remember that.
Why is the why? Dude, I love these people ask questions
Why
on
is the Wire
why is, it can be argued that the show's been named the best series of the 21st century because of its relevance still in today's society.
Wow.
Diving honestly into what is wrong and still currently an issue in the police system, The Wire represents realistic and pressing problems, making it more than just a TV show.
There you go.
Hey, I'm sold, man.
It's a TV series.
I remember one time I went to my homie Cole's house. Shout out to Cole, and he was watching The Wire, and it got to a scene where they were trying to track someone down.
Yeah.
And for some reason they were talking about all the calls this guy makes, right? And they're like,
"Oh yeah,
wasn't there like some way we can like track this stuff?" And they're like, "Nah." They're
that's
like,
crazy.
They're like, "Well, what? You know, so when you call someone, where does it go?" And they're like, "The telephone tower." And they're like, "Right, okay." And like, where does that go? And they're like, the fucking the telephone
provider,
station,
yeah.
the telephone provider.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, then they should have a record of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, you're crazy.
That's insane.
So then they go to like the providers the next day, and they're like walking up like all smug, like, you know, I don't get why we got to be here.
Yeah.
Like this is so dumb, blah blah blah.
Trying to be above the situation.
Yeah, who cares? Like, let's just get this done. Like, we obviously know what answer we're gonna get. And so they sit there. They're like, so do you guys, you know, don't happen to keep track of like cell phone records or anything like that? And they're like, oh yeah, we definitely do.
They have all of them.
Yeah,
ever.
Like, and so what? And they're like, so you do it for just like a day, or like, I don't know, how far back do you want to go? Like today, like yesterday, last month, like a few months back? And they're like, oh my god, and
Yeah,
they're
we
like,
got them
okay.
all. Yeah.
They're like, all right, so we're gonna need a bunch of those, and then he like the provider like haggles him for like a bunch of money. Like, all right, you want all these, but you're just gonna have to pay me hella
yeah,
money.
fuck yeah.
So fucking shout out to that show for figuring out how to track
How to hack phones.
how to
bro.
track criminals through their
Way back
cellular
when.
devices.
Yeah, dude.
God. But let's get on to some new stuff. Let's segue into some new things
trailers?
today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. This is
Some exciting things have been happening this week.
a good week for nerds like us because
100%.
we got so many fucking trailers.
Yeah.
But even beyond like the nerdy trailers, like we got a lot of stuff. Like we got the movie Hypnotic, which is Ben Affleck and Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Robert Rodriguez directing a
Very
Ben Affleck
exciting.
film. It feels like it almost feels like I was watching the trailer today. It feels like Taken mixed with fucking god damn it, I can't remember what other show I was saying, but it's like a Taken-esque vibe.
Okay.
Where like I wouldn't say Ben Affleck's like this super like crazy secret agent, but he is like a cop type dude who's like following this case, blah 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like so it's called Hypnotic. So it's like Inception mixed with Taken. It feels
Okay.
like from like the trailer.
Okay.
Because like the dude they're following freaking is putting people into hypnosis and they're doing crazy stuff. and
Yeah.
making them like do all these crimes and shit like that.
Okay. Damn,
And then-
crazy. That sounds cool.
Somehow Ben Affleck's daughter in the freaking movie becomes a part of it. And he's
Yeah.
like,
I will find my daughter.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So it's like that, but it looks pretty good. You know, Robert
Cool.
Rodriguez. I'm down for some Robert
100%,
Rodriguez.
yeah.
I'm down for some Ben Affleck.
Yeah. I think Air's supposed to come out this week too. I
Comes
think
out
it's on
tomorrow.
Friday, right? Yeah.
Comes
oh
out
yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. We also got the trailer for what do you call it?
Barbie.
Yeah, I didn't know there's a Barbie trailer. I gotta watch that. I was talking about Wes Anderson.
Oh,
might have
yes,
been last
the
week,
asteroid.
but-
Yeah,
the asteroid.
or Asteroid City.
Asteroid City.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
It
That looks great.
It looks awesome,
I'm
dude.
super excited for that.
I mean, we've only how many Wes Anderson movies? We've only had one Wes Anderson episode. haven't we?
Episode,
So
100%.
we definitely need to do another one. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're both big fans of Wes Anderson, so as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh fuck,
Hyped.
I'm ready."
That
And-
cast is stacked,
let's
bro.
look at this
Yeah,
cast. right
it's
here.
kind of ridiculous. I saw a funny comment on the trailer where it was like, imagine your cast is so stacked you forget to include two of the biggest names in the trailer. And like one of them was Margot Robbie.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
have Tom Hanks, Margot Robbie, Maya Hawke, Scarlett Johansson, Sophia Lillis, Jason Schwartzman, Tony Revolori, Edward Norton, Bryan Cranston,
Adrian
Steve
Brody,
Carell.
dude, that's a
Ooh,
Tilda Swinton, yeah.
Mhm. Who else do we have? Willem Dafoe,
Matt Dillon too. Holy
Yep.
shit.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Is okay? Are all these people actually in this movie?
100% they're gonna be, yeah. I believe it. That name list was stacked, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was chunky. I didn't get a chance to
Let's go
read
to
them all, but
IMDb.
like I think a good majority of those people are probably in it for sure. If
Oh,
not
yeah, look
every
at all
one
this
of
shit
them.
right here.
Yeah, crazy stacked. Like, yeah, maybe just the name of Wes Anderson carries enough to where they're like, no, I'm down to do the movie. Either that or he paid a fat chunk for.
Well, I also saw this too, where like he doesn't necessarily do films that are always in contention for like big awards and stuff like
yeah.
that.
He's making movies because of like that's the movie he wants to make.
Yeah, and he doesn't do them like they don't cost hella money to do it. So like these actors must just love him that much.
Yeah,
to
they
where
want to just be a part of his projects.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, as you know, as much as an actor, you want to go out and do stuff that you love doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a part of you definitely wants to get that role that wins that big award, right?
Yeah, sure.
And for you to for him to constantly get big name actors in his roles just says something about, I think, what the rest of Hollywood should be focusing on is just like the story and
Yeah.
like the story you're trying to tell versus just like, oh my, we're going for this big blockbuster movie. It's gonna have this. It's
Yeah.
gonna have that. It's gonna have this actor. It's gonna have
Yeah.
that actor.
Yeah.
It's like no, he's writing these good complete stories that are attracting these actors, and and these actors are willing to probably not make as much and not be in contention for like best actor, best
Yeah,
actress,
for sure.
but obviously willing to do the work and sacrifice that for the art, which personally I love. All of the films that I've watched from him I've absolutely loved. So
Yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah,
I'm ready for another one.
There's got to be something about like working on a Wes Anderson set too, because like even though there are all those big names in the movie, I don't think every single one of them is gonna be like main players. Like I have no doubt that like probably a good handful of them are only gonna have like maybe a minute or two of screen time. But again, that says a lot right there as to like how just like respected at this point he is, you know, like he definitely has cut out his own little slice of Hollywood in terms of like how his movies are. And I just think you couldn't not have fun making them, you know? It's like such just funny, dry humor all the time in all these movies, dude. Like there's no way that's not a good time on set. It has to be.
Oh, yeah,
He's probably
wonderful.
a hilarious dude, man. Yeah.
I wonder like how much of it is like obviously he's gonna write a script for it and everything and stuff like that. But how much of the script is like, okay, I want you to stick to the script, but like, all right, here's the general idea of what we're going for in the scene. Let's do it once how I have it right here, and then let's kind of just like let you guys do what you guys do, you know? Because you have world-class actors in there. It's not like 100%. They don't know how to improv and do shit like that. Yeah. So it's like, me personally, I think if I was like directing a movie that had like a Bryan Cranston and Scarlett Johansson and all these people, I'd be like, all right, let's just do it once like this, just so if we can't get it right, at least we have something. Yeah. But let me let you guys do what you guys do best, and that's like surrender yourself to the scene and to these characters and just really get it done, you know?
I do think that like with his style, my initial thinking is that they do probably follow what he writes. Just because of how tight everything is.
That's true.
Most jokes are like very quick cut, interconnected. Like you said this, and then I said this, and then I said this in this way, but then I said that. You know? So like that type of shit makes me think like some of it is scripted. But I mean, I'm sure any movie at any like, no matter how tight the script might be, probably has moments of improvisation. You know, like I don't think as a director you probably wouldn't want to limit your actors if they want to try to do something like that. But at the same time, everybody has different directing styles. You know, like you never know.
I love that this is just going to be like the story of the people that all go to fucking what's that place in Up, the whole freaking not in Up in Nope.
I forgot what it's called. The fucking the amusement park or whatever. Yeah. Astro's World or no. Damn, what's his name? It's fucking Invincible.
I know, right?
I can't remember his name now. Jesus Christ. I know. Let me see. God damn it. Son of a bitch. But I did see, you know, it's funny. It was a random side tangent. We were talking about the breaks in between Invincible, either on the podcast or not. Stephen Yeun, there you go. And we fucking called it, bro. They released it today, or maybe last couple days, saying that like the break between season 2 and 3 will for sure be much shorter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, because there's I think I said this on the episode that you're talking about. Like, there's no way that you announce that 2 and 3 are greenlit, and you take like this huge amount of time between 2 and 3. You know?
No, yeah, that's it, especially like with the years that they've had. They would probably be working on both of them simultaneously. I'm assuming. Yeah, like Jupiter's Claim is what it's called in Nope.
But yeah, freaking Asteroid City is basically just going to be about what's going on in
Jupe's Claim?
Jupe's Claim, yeah. It's basically what's just going to be going on in Jupiter's Claim while everything else in Nope is going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I can't, I don't think I've ever seen, I haven't seen all of them, but I haven't seen any Wes Anderson movies that I didn't like, for sure. Like, I always found something to like about all the ones that I've seen so far.
Yeah, he has a very specific style, so it's like one of those that you like got to know what you're watching.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what you're getting into when you're getting into it.
It's funny because like I think if you
know what you know and you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly, the new motto of the show, bro. I think it's funny because like some of the like jokes that you would like retell, right? Like something like a joke that you'd retell from something like Step Brothers or like Other Guys, fucking funny. Like it's funny just because it is funny, right? But like some Wes Anderson jokes are funny because they're Wes Anderson jokes. And so like there might be things that you would say that like somebody doesn't really understand, but like Jacob does it all the time, right? Like Campari on the rocks. And it's like, that's fucking hilarious.
Exactly.
But it sounds stupid if you don't know what it's from. And like it might not seem like something that would be funny, right? So like, it's very special.
Wes Anderson just has this specific tone, like just generally in his movies, like you were saying, like they're very just like, you know, there's not really much animation to him. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very just like straightforward, straight faced.
It's almost wooden, you know? But like on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I think that's what's so beautiful about it is because the fact that it's just so like you said, just wooden, it can be just very layered, you know? Like
Yeah,
when you watch
definitely.
something like The Royal Tenenbaums, like how they're all
Yeah.
acting, like
Yeah.
that is such a layered film and there are so many emotions going on
Yeah.
that you kind of really have to sit there and dissect, like, okay, what's going on in this scene and how is this character feeling right
I
now?
was gonna say that's another thing that I appreciate is that like in general, I mean, you know me, like I can like basically anything if I try hard enough, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with trying to like things. Like I'm not out here trying to hate movies. I would rather like them. But anyway, I fucking think that one thing that I do appreciate about like movies that Wes Anderson makes and just other films in general that like, you know, people are out here working hard is like don't just hold the moviegoer's hand the entire time. I think there's a time and place for that for sure. Certain things you can get very lost in if you don't do that, right? So it has its time and place for sure. But like I appreciate when you have to really sit and like maybe rewatch it, you know, because it's like, damn, I didn't notice that the first time around. Or now that I know where everybody ends up at the end, I can see all those clues leading up to from the very beginning, right? Like that type of shit.
It puts everything in a new perspective when
Yeah.
you watch it that second time.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's what I really love about going through and watching movies like a second and a third time, like you're saying, like, okay, I know where we end. Now I can see all the little breadcrumbs that
get you there.
that the writers and the directors are like leaving.
Yeah.
Are like leaving there. I can see the little things in like the background and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
most definitely.
beautiful. And especially with Wes Anderson films, like he uses the whole frame to his advantage. Like there's always something going on that has to do with the scene.
It's also symmetrical.
And like
It's
when
so
you watch
beautiful.
fucking The Life Aquatic, right?
Yeah.
You have fucking whose character is it? I forget whose character it is, but it's one specific scene where I think Bill Murray's character and Owen Wilson's character are talking, or someone else, and there's someone very much in the background that's blurred out. That's not, you know, supposed to be in the foreground, the forefront. That's not supposed to be like the main part of the scene. But what he's doing, like, is contributing to what's going on in the scene.
Yeah.
So if you notice it, like, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's just little care and detail that doesn't go into every movie, you know? There's plenty out there, I'm sure. Plenty that I haven't seen, plenty that a lot of people haven't seen because there's a lot of hardworking folks out there making movies that don't get the Hollywood treatment and whatnot. But yeah, it's very much appreciated. I like it quite a bit.
Let's do a live reaction to
I'm a
this.
Barbie girl.
Let's
I'm
do
down.
a live reaction to this Barbie.
I'm
to this
down. I'm not
Barbie.
gonna lie to you, dude. The last Barbie trailer got me real good because I thought that the 2001 Space Odyssey reference was fucking hilarious. It cracked me the fuck up, dude. So I'm ready for this shit. Let's see it.
What if you could do SEO smarter?
That is fucking loud as shit.
With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go.
Coming in hot.
Dude, that chick was yelling at
Yeah,
us,
she
bro.
really was, dude. Keynote check.
Kino der Toten?
Oh, dude. Best fucking zombies, man.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh, that's a good detail. I like that. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, shit. They're all Barbies.
Shang-Chi, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude. Some Beach Boys.
To fuck.
Because they're a girlfriend boyfriend.
Okay.
Simu Liu, dude? Will Ferrell.
Oh, Will Ferrell?
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Damn, another fucking stacked cast.
This feels like Wes Anderson made like Grease. Like if Wes Anderson made Grease, it'd be this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, straight up. There we go.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so down. That looks
God
great.
damn it.
Looks hilarious.
Wow. I was surprised. This was very surprising for me, you know.
I'm still wondering.
Because I'm a manly man, you know. I'm playing with Barbie.
I play with G.I. Joes.
Yeah, I play with G.I. Joes and stuff like that, man. I play with Transformers, all right? I don't play with Barbies.
I still wonder. Although I am fully down to go and watch that movie, I'm still wondering what is it about.
I don't know.
The very last scene makes me think Barbie's like, fuck this, I don't want to do Barbie life anymore, so I'm gonna go. Because she's like, why are you here? I'm coming with you. Whatever they say. But like, I just really can't imagine anything beyond that, right? Like typically when there's like some kind of like, oh, this person is set in this perfect world, like what do? They leave and then they experience like the real world, you know?
Yeah,
And then
that's
shit
true.
happens or whatever. But yeah, I wonder what it's about. That trailer still doesn't really give us a lot of plot, which I appreciate, you know? I'll go in spoiler free.
Yeah.
Just get me there. Get me the sizzle reel.
Yeah, I don't know what the drama is with Barbies, like on the down low, you know? I don't know. Ken seems just like he's a little insecure, you know? So maybe this is
For
a
sure.
movie about Ken overcoming his insecurities
Maybe.
and, you know,
Yeah.
learning how to be a good boyfriend, you know?
Yeah,
How to
yeah.
not be toxic in a
I
relationship,
thought I
you
could
know?
come over tonight. What
Exactly.
for?
To fuck.
Boyfriend, girlfriend stuff.
Because we're going to fuck
Yeah,
Barbie.
straight up. Dude, I liked hella random, but solid detail. She hops out the high heels and she's still like walking on the tippy toes and shit. I was like, oh, that's good.
Hey, man, I think that was a great shot to put in the trailer because you got a lot of weirdos out there that like
They like
that are really
drum
like
in.
feet, you know. Okay, not weirdos, you know. Some people,
Yeah,
you know,
people like their
people,
shit.
People like their
You know,
shit.
we
you
don't
know what I'm
kink
saying?
shame here. You know?
But there, you know, there's a lot of people that love them some feet and love them some toes out there.
The
and
way
the
to
fact
draw in the
that
audiences.
They knew what they were doing when they put that
Oh,
shot
yeah.
in the beginning.
Of course,
They're like,
100%.
you know,
Yeah.
we have our main general Barbie audience that is going to come and watch this movie because
Yeah.
it's a Barbie movie.
And then they're also trying to get Quentin Tarantino fans as well.
Exactly. now we have all you foot fetish people out
Oh, yeah.
there that love Margot Robbie's toes, and we're going to show you them in the beginning.
You
And
just
now we're
get-
going to get all you guys to come to the theater.
All of a sudden, you just see
they
like,
got me.
you get an article like the next day, and it's like Quentin Tarantino's like, I think Barbie's gonna be great.
Oh,
Like,
straight
there's something about it. Like, just makes me real excited.
I wouldn't doubt if he's like sitting like front row. Like,
I could see it. Why not? Yeah, I'm down though. I want to see it. It looks really good. That looks funny.
again, another star-studded cast. I think just getting to
100%.
I love getting to see casts like this just to. So there's two types of movies that I like to see star-studded cast perform in. It's one where they really are diving deep into the performance. If it's like a really serious, like heavy movie that calls for like, you know, something like a Babylon, right? Where
Sure,
you have
yeah.
the Margot Robbies and you have the freaking Brad Pitts.
Yeah.
Really like showing their acting chops
Yeah.
in terms of like how deep can I get into this role, into the serious role. But then you have a movie like this, which I'm not
just
saying is
fun.
not serious, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah. I'm sure there's
And so
going to
you
be
get-
moments.
So you
but-
get a lot of people together who I'm assuming are pretty tight with each other just because they run in the same circles and stuff like
sure,
that.
yeah.
It's just like a whole bunch of friends getting just to hang out and kind of just do whatever they want. you
Well,
know?
there's just like, I think a certain camaraderie that happens just from project to project as well. You know, you spend time like making like the same jokes, you're working from the same material, you guys are on the same sets and stuff like that. So like, I imagine there's, even if there are friendships present before, like they probably happen over the course of the movie, you know? of
And
the
I would
filming
assume
of the
with
movie.
a lot of actors like that, they probably, if they don't know each other, they're not friends with each other, they probably respect each other.
Yeah,
as
like they've
actors.
heard of each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's so nice to finally meet you type of bullshit or whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, being like a younger actor, or not even like a young actor, but maybe an actor that's newer to the spotlight, like what's homie's name that plays Shang-Chi?
Simu Liu?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone that's newer to the spotlight, that's making a name for himself and
Yeah.
becoming a lot bigger. Like getting to act alongside with someone like a Ryan Gosling, who
Yeah,
is in
yeah.
his own right like a very
Yeah.
decorated and
Pretty
bona
world-class
fide,
at this point.
pretty
Yeah,
world
he's
class
done a lot
actor.
of shit, yeah.
So that's something that. If I was in his shoes, I'd be fucking excited about.
100%,
I'd be excited
yeah,
as
most
fuck
definitely.
about.
Yeah, he's awesome. I think he needs more more roles. I like Simu Liu a lot. I want to see him in more
I
movies.
think he's in something else that's coming out. I can't remember
newer movie?
what it is. Yeah, I think I swear I saw him in something else, but I can't remember. But
Well, that was awesome.
yeah, that was great, man.
Love me some Barbie trailer.
That was like for trailers, that's like a 10 out of 10 trailer. Like
oh, yeah.
it got me hooked.
Very
It had-
effective.
It like I said, it felt like if Wes Anderson was tasked to make Grease or like Hairspray, this is what it would come
Yeah,
out as.
that'd be the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I got some Grease vibes from it. You know?
Yeah, oh, most definitely, yeah.
All right. Honestly, let's just
Yeah,
live
I'm
react.
down.
Let's live react to all these.
Not
fucking
the
trailers.
most exciting trailer,
Yeah.
but
Let's
very
do-
at least of the bunches we're gonna watch.
Let's do Blue Beetle.
Yeah, definitely.
'Cause
Yeah.
I like that trailer, but I think I like it the least out of like the main three that we're gonna watch.
do here.
Because I do have some gripes with it.
Okay.
But
We can talk about them.
let's go with the
This
official.
is the trailer
GC.
episode.
Dude. I just wanna. I just wanna.
It's a good flip right there too. You know,
Dude,
he looks all bougie.
Throwing Lil Uzi Vert at the beginning of a DC movie.
It's a good move.
That's all I need to know. Cord Industries. I just want to. Bariaria.
Big Belly Burger.
Watch my double cheeseburger for me, please.
That's such a good like reference right there too.
Fuck yeah. I think that looks sick right there.
Oh yeah, the scarab looks great.
Yeah. Shout out George Lopez. Give me more Lil Uzi, bro. The suit looks fucking fire.
Suit
the
looks
suit looks
fantastic.
so good. So good. I'm glad they didn't give him a mouth.
Yeah.
Fire.
Classic superhero shit.
CGI looks really good so far.
100%. Yeah, they spend a lot. He would die for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
I just want to. Buddy, Eddie. This fucking guy right here. Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
So fucking Susan Sarandon, bro.
Yep. This is my favorite part of the trailer. Ha!
Yeah.
Cobra Kai.
Ki. Yo, this
Yeah.
shit's lit.
Yeah.
The Buster Sword, bro.
The homie for sure plays with he plays with Cloud when he's playing
Oh
Smash
yeah,
Bros.
100%.
Whoa!
Good shit.
Oh,
Good
fucking
shit.
great, dude.
Damn, that comes out pretty quick. August 18th. I didn't know that.
Another solid trailer. Another
super hyped, bro.
Solid fucking trailer. But that was the Blue Beetle trailer. If I didn't say it before, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I fucking did.
I think
but
so. Yeah.
But Blue Beetle, looks fucking great. Never knew I was gonna need to hear the Uncle Ben talk from George Lopez, but I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm getting to hear
Yeah,
that.
that's great. Yeah, I think that's one thing that it excited me more because I just watched it on my phone yesterday morning, like hella groggy. So like that definitely like hit better for me this time. I was just having this conversation last night about how you don't really see a whole lot of Latinx protagonists.
You don't.
You
I
don't
think this
see
is
it.
the very first.
It does not happen. Like even outside of the superhero genre, it's pretty rare to see a brown person as like the lead in your film. So fuck motherfucking yeah, bro, that they're going full on, dude.
Yeah,
Like
shout
I'm
out Sholo Maridueña.
yeah, dude. Like I'm hella down, hella excited. Like all Mexican cat, not all, but like his family, right? Or maybe not just Mexican, but again, like Latinx people, bro. Like hella fucking down. So I think that's cool as fuck, man. Like I'm super excited. That aspect didn't really hit me as heavy the first time I watched it as it did this time. So that's awesome. Like you said, CG looks great. Like
Oh, yeah.
they sunk some fucking money into that shit, bro. God
Well, yeah, because
damn.
initially this was supposed to be just a,
TV
series,
show, right?
A
Yeah.
series out on HBO Max. But I think because of, I mean, one, just putting a Mexican, a Latino actor in the forefront, I think in a big movie is very important. So I think, all right,
100%.
cool, let's do that. And that also just opens up the budget for doing
Yeah,
big
if you were
CGI
gonna
stuff
spend
like that.
however
Yeah.
many much per episode,
Yeah.
then like shrink that down to 2.5 hours.
We'll just movies in general just get a bigger budget than
Yeah.
TV shows do. So it's just I think just a smarter thing to put this as a movie.
Yeah.
So you get, more money to do the big CG stuff. And Blue Beetle is a very CG heavy character. I mean, he
100%.
has a suit that, just not magically appears on his
No,
body,
yeah.
but you have the
Scarab.
scarab. I don't want to call it like nanotech because it's not necessarily like nanotech.
It's like alien tech.
Yeah.
It comes from outer space, so
I
they
don't-
don't really need to explain.
there's like
it.
a specific name for the type of tech. I forgot what it was, but
Xenotech.
yeah, something like
Some
that.
bullshit.
Yeah,
It's a comic book word.
but yeah, all the CG looked good. You had like you said, the classic superhero moment where he shoots off into space and
Yeah.
you get to see all the space. I
Yeah.
thought that looked fucking great, especially
Yeah.
for a trailer. There's a lot of trailers, especially with Marvel.
They're
when
not done with the effects.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
done. So it's like the She-Hulk, for instance, right? Like the trailers, the She-Hulk did not look the fucking
No,
best.
but you get to the show and she looks good.
And this is like the first trailer that we've gotten for Blue Beetle, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it looks fucking great.
really good. Yeah.
Fantastic.
To be fair, too, the marketing for this is, I won't say late, but definitely not as early as some of their other stuff. Like, I think superhero movies in general tend to like do these big trailer releases like a whole year before the movie comes out. That's coming out in like a few months, and this is only trailer number 1.
I think that's so smart though, because at least one thing for me, right? I hate when I see a movie trailer that, oh my God, I really want to go see this movie. And it's like,
You have to wait a whole year.
yeah, summer
Yeah.
of next year. It's like, fuck you,
That's so
bro.
far away, yeah.
But the fact that I'm really hyped on this trailer and I can see the movie a few months later
Yeah, after summer.
makes me more eager and more willing to go see the movie. Obviously, we're going to go fucking see it because
100%.
we're big ass nerds and
Yeah.
we're going to go watch
I'm gonna watch
it.
everything
But
DC.
if I was if I was someone who wasn't necessarily as into DC as I am or as you are, I would
think that's
still,
still, yeah.
still makes me more willing to go see it earlier versus like, I'm just going to wait for that.
Yeah, that's
shit,
an
you know?
appealing trailer for sure. I am excited to see that they have the names of the characters there, because Susan Sarandon playing Victoria Cord makes me very curious, because I don't know a whole lot about Blue Beetle shit, but I do know that
Ted Kord is a person.
he's the first Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes is this either like second or maybe even like third one. So that's cool to know.
So I'm pretty sure that Jason Sudeikis is supposed to be in this movie as well.
As Ted Cord.
They don't have him casted. They haven't said who his character is. They
Okay.
just said he's in the movie.
movie.
So I can assume that he's probably playing Ted Kord.
Yeah, like in a flashback sequence or something. I assume he's dead. Like he dies, like all the time. He's Blue Beetle for sure. But by the time Jaime takes over, he's gone. Like, so I would assume he dies in some accident. Maybe she's trying to like, can't think of the word right now, so I'm just gonna say moneyfy. You know, trying to make money off the scarab. She's trying to
Monetize.
There you go. Thank you.
Moneyfy.
Monetize. Yeah. Jesus fuck, man. I couldn't think of it.
Hi, bro.
Yeah, and here I am at the beginning of the episode saying, I'm good with words. Yeah, moneyfy. She's trying to moneyfy the scarab, bro.
God damn it.
That's what my thinking is, right? Like, she's trying to turn it into some corporate shit where she can make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1000%.
he gets it and he's a superhero.
And I think that's her, as from like the research that I've done in the past couple days, like on Blue Beetle. I think that is her whole shtick in the like in the movie, is that like, yeah, she's Ted Kord's sister and she's not the best person in the entire world.
Yeah,
So
cool. I'm down. I'm ready. I'm super excited for that.
yeah, I would say the one thing that I'm not as down for is like the way, like I'm just gonna call it the heads up display looks for like the scarab.
Oh,
Feels a little Spy Kids 3.
yeah, I
for
could
me,
see that
you know?
for sure. Yeah, I can
Like
see that.
I'm not the most down for it just from the trailer.
Yeah.
I would honestly say watching it right here, I think with everything with the sound and the headphones and everything made me a little bit more down for it, but I
Yeah.
still wasn't completely sold on how it looked.
I wouldn't be totally surprised if that's not the final design, because as good as the CG looks, right? Like people are working on the computer generated effects of a movie like up until like a month before release. So I would say it's probably subject to change. maybe get out there, start a petition.
Yeah.
You know? Get the
Yeah.
fans to be like, change the heads up display.
Fix the fix the HUD, man.
And restore the Snyderverse.
Restore the
Yeah, but I could see it. Yeah, I got the Spy Kids 3 vibes. I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this one clip that these guys were doing a podcast, kind of like how we do it, you know? And one guy got super pissed off at the Batman's a fascist joke at the end.
Why? Because it's true.
He was just like, see, this is the type of, they're just fucking pandering to the fucking, no gender fucking blah, 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 blah type people that
Whoa,
don't
buddy.
read comics, that,
That
don't
sounds
do
like a
this.
personal
Exactly.
problem, bro.
That don't do this, that don't do that, you know, are, and I'm just like, bro, first of all, look up the definition to fascism and to fascist and tell me that that is not what
It's not
Batman is.
Yeah, yeah.
And second of all, it's a fucking joke.
100%.
That's that George Lopez
Yeah.
is fucking saying, dude. Like,
It's meant to be a
calm
gag.
the fuck down.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like I don't like necessarily subscribe to the whole like dumb Batman down to like he's just a rich boy who like can't like doesn't do regular therapy because I think that's true, right? But like at the same time, it's a comic book, so obviously
Yeah.
there's gonna be some drama. There's gonna be some different shit that happens and whatnot. So you have to have a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But like, don't get offended. Like it's just like you said, it's just a joke, man.
And you're like, okay, yeah, it's just a comic, right? But you're telling me in the realm of the comics, there's not going to be someone that has that viewpoint of Batman, that has that opinion of Batman?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that everyone in the fucking DC comics just has to fucking suck Batman's dick and be like, oh my god,
Most of the time-
Batman's the fucking greatest person ever?
Yeah, most of the time nobody fucking likes Batman. Like everybody kind of like hates on him because he's kind of a fucking asshole. Batman's
Exactly.
a bit of a dick. If you didn't know
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
yeah,
His only friend is like fucking Superman.
yeah, and even then that takes a while. He's an asshole to Superman for a cool minute, no
Yeah.
matter what
And
situation.
Superman's just like, ah, Bruce.
I see
like,
through you.
I
yeah,
know who you are,
yeah.
Bruce.
He's all, your dad died? My dad died too, bro. He's like, we're the same, dude. Chill out.
Yeah.
I just
both
have
your
to...
parents died. Both
Yeah.
my parents
Yeah.
died.
He's like, oh yeah, your parents got gunned down. Well, mine and my whole fucking planet blew up. So grew
Yeah.
up.
So
Grow
who
up.
wins?
Yeah, yeah.
Who
come
wins
on.
there?
Come on, bats.
Right.
Yeah. And Alfred, Alfred's the homie, and he's got the Bat family. You
Yeah.
gotta love the Bat family.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batman's a dick and a fascist.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. It's okay.
Exactly. Let him be.
It is
Let
what
him
it
be.
is.
But yeah, Blue Beetle. I'm
Looks
super
great.
down for it. Go check out the trailer. It looks fucking awesome.
Give it some views.
Obviously, this is the first Latino superhero, like main superhero that we're gonna see like on the big screen. Like,
Yeah, I'm
just
trying
have-
to think of any others, and nothing's coming to mind.
I mean, we have Namor, but he's not necessarily like a superhero.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's more of
and
a-
even then, it's not
Yeah.
his movie.
Yeah.
He's
But this is
he
straight up.
stole the movie.
Yeah,
but-
Cholo Maridueña's movie. This
Yeah.
is homie. This is Miguel from Cobra Kai's movie.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be sick. I'm excited.
Even though I've never watched Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai's
I know
good.
him as Miguel from Cobra
Yeah,
Kai.
I've only seen the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai, so I'm not fully caught up. But what I have seen, I very much enjoy. It's pretty good.
I just have a thing with freaking. I mean, Cobra Kai is not necessarily a reboot series, but
No, it's a continuation.
It's a continuation. But
Yeah.
there's problems that I have with continuations, bro.
Oh, I know.
You know, and I was
We had
talking
the
about
conversation
I
about
was
that
talking
90s
about-
show and everything.
I was
like
talking
that.
about this with Buddy the other day.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I was just because she was telling me how I need to watch How I Met Your Father, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, like I respect that people think it's a good show.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't watched a whole lot of the show, so I can't
Mm-hmm.
say whether it's a great show or not.
Sure.
But I couldn't get through the first episode, and that's because I grew up watching How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah, holds a special place in
and
your
holds
heart.
a special place in my heart. And it's like it's like when you watch Karate Kid, and fucking Karate Kid 3 came out, and you're like, what is this fucking bullshit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
for
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Mhm.
It's like I can't put myself through that shit again.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I can't hurt myself like that
Yeah.
again. You know.
I mean, I will say, I think in the case of Cobra Kai, and like, I would also say that 90s show. Well, I get all 3 of these things, but Cobra Kai in particular has the added benefit of having the main characters as a heavy part of the story. Like, yeah, they're not the main characters. Like, Johnny's pretty heavy in the story for sure, but eventually the story transitions to the kids, like most definitely. But Daniel and Johnny are like heavy parts. Like they basically battle each other. Like they both create separate dojos. Fucking Johnny redoes Cobra Kai, and then Daniel redoes the Miyagi-Do. So like they just like train students that battle each other at martial arts tournaments for like 5 seasons. It's awesome. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good shit.
With the case of like How I Met Your Father and that 90s show, I think what it is they were made in a time where there were certain jokes that you could make that you can't just necessarily make anymore. You know? And I think it's also just that essence of TV from back then, from the early 2000s, from those sitcom eras. Like we're not in like the sitcom age anymore, you know?
No, I don't think so. We're in the series age now.
Yeah. And so like when I sit down and watch these sitcoms, like they almost seem a little corny to me, you know? Whereas like, yes, Abbott Elementary is more of like that sitcom, like cable series, but I think it plays into what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a little bit more acceptable. And I think it's also just the way it's shot. Like Abbott Elementary is like that documentary style.
Well, I agree with that because that's a very, very popular like style of TV, and like Parks and Rec and The Office, and I'm sure even stuff before that I'm forgetting about or have never seen, popularized that very heavily. So that's always a safe bet. You can do anything you want ever, whether it's an established property or not. And if you make it interview doc style like that, it's going to be funny, right? Like that's pretty easy to pull off. I think also too that like the main difference that I see between all these shows that we're talking about in Abbott Elementary is it just doesn't have any pre-generated expectations. There was no old Abbott Elementary that you watched and grew up and loved, right?
Yeah.
So like it's easy to get into that because it's a new show versus like these new ones, you do definitely have to take a chance. But I think if you have the ability to surrender yourself to the new, I think there's stuff that pays off. I don't think that they're nearly as good as what the original shows are, but I appreciate them for the homage that they try to be. Because, like, they're not tripping, you know? They're not sitting here trying to be like, we're our own thing. Like, we're doing, like, this is How I Met Your Father, not How I Met Your Mother. Like, very heavily How I Met Your Mother influenced. A lot of the same type of running joke gags. A lot of the same relationship dynamics. Like, you basically have all of the characters. They're just different people now, right? Same thing with that 90s show. Like, you have your Hyde, you have your Kelso, you have your, like, Jackie, so on and so forth, right? So, like, that's the thing that, like, that's the line right there for me when it comes to continuations or reboots or redos, whatever you want to call them, is it's, like, being self-aware of the fact that you are treading on, like, sacred ground, so to speak, right? And if you do that and if you approach it with respect, I'll always give it a chance. And for me, it paid off. I enjoy both of those shows.
I think I just can't be pleased with continuations because, like, at a certain point, I respect when you're doing your own thing, but then it's almost like, you know, if it's like that 90s show was called that 90s show, but then it was like not capturing the essence of the original that 70s show, I'd be like, why are you even calling it that 90s show?
Yeah.
Right? But then, at least for me, on the other side of that, when you capture that essence, it's like, oh, you're just kind of like redoing the same
Copying
thing.
it, yeah.
And then when
You just can't win.
Yeah, exactly. With me, you just can't win. And then like the way I look at it, when you bring in those classic characters, right? Like on that 90s show, when you bring in like a Kelso and a Jackie, or on How I Met Your Father, when you bring in a Robin or like a Barney, it's like, okay, now you're just banking on the nostalgia of the old characters to add, you know, fuel to what your series is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. Maybe I just should just not watch continuation series because
I don't think they're going to work for you.
They're just not going to work for you. Yeah,
I think that's really what it is. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think
fuck it.
I agree with you on the How I Met Your Father side of that, because I do think that like the cameos that they have from people in that is definitely like, oh, look, it's Robin, or like, oh, look, it's Barney, right? But I will say that 90s show, I think, does a good job of taking the characters and almost like transplanting them from time, right? Like, none of them have changed. Like, Eric's exactly the same, but obviously Eric doesn't mesh very well with the 90s and like 90s ideals, right? So like, he's now Red, even though that's somebody he never wanted to be, because he's like the strict father of like, no, don't do this, don't get your belly pierced, don't do that, don't, like, whatever type of shit, right?
Yeah.
And Donna, still free spirited Donna, because Donna's always been cool, right? So it doesn't matter. It's still that. Kelso, still fucking dumb, but like also still flirting and shit like that. Blah, blah, blah. So like that's the thing that I appreciate about those characters. It's like they found a good way to bring them into like the present. Obviously it's the past, right? But the present in terms of what that show is, and like not change them, but somehow still like update them at the same time, you know? Like I think that show it pulls off the continuation thing a little more cleverly than How I Met Your Father does. But to each their own.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it is what it is.
I just think I just don't watch, or maybe I just need to give one a chance. Maybe I need to give How I Met Your Father more than one episode. You know what I'm saying?
think you would probably, just off of what I would bet for you, I think you would probably have a better time with that 90s show. Because I think that's a better continuation series than what How I Met Your Father is. On top of that, for me personally, How I Met Your Father really hit its stride in season 2.
Okay.
Season 1 is good enough. It's not like fantastic, but it's good enough for me to get through. Season 2, I'm enjoying so far. I've watched like maybe like the first half of it, and I actually do like it. So
okay, and I think honestly, like in retrospect, I think that's when like How I Met Your Mother hit like its stride. I think How I Met Your Mother really hit its stride in like
any
season
show,
2.
You know, you have to introduce, kind of break the ice, get people accustomed to the characters, and then you can start to explore more and you kind of do your thing or whatever.
Hell yeah! But all right, let's segue back into trailers. We got a couple more. Let's do.
Dude, I think this is gonna end up just being the trailer episode, bro.
Secret Invasion, man. Secret Invasion. Yes, Marvel's A Secret Invasion. We're gonna click on that right now. So if you guys want to watch it on
a secret
like with
Nick
us,
Fury show.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay, I'm restarting it.
1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. I'm already down.
Yeah,
like
the tone already is.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
This is already my tone. Like this is already the tone that I look for.
It's dark.
Yeah. Shit's fucked up.
Right away, he's like, things have gotten much worse. Like, ooh, I love it.
Yeah. Give me more. Make things worse than that.
Looking like a G with the grays in his beard. Silver Fox Nick Fury.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Some Khaleesi vibes.
Mm-hmm.
See? Super soon. Super soon. Yep.
Nick Fury with some glasses. Yeah. Colonel James Rhodes.
Who wins in a fight, Nick Fury or John Wick?
It depends on the Nick Fury.
Oh man. Super Scrolls.
Yeah, if he's not the Super Skrull already, then they're pimp ass shit, bro. Popping the collar like that.
Woo! God damn it, bro.
Yeah, for sure depends on the Nick Fury.
So down for this.
Honestly, OG Nick Fury is basically John Wick. Like the one from the comic books back in the day when he was white.
Yeah.
That
he was white.
Well, I'm just being honest, and before he was Samuel L. Jackson, basically. That Nick Fury's pretty kick ass, but he got chilled out for sure. But Nick Fury's also a super soldier, right? At least traditionally.
He is?
I don't think Samuel L. Jackson is, but in the comic books, yeah, Nick Fury's the original super soldier, or not the original super soldier, but the original attempt at recreating Steve Rogers. So he's not as strong as Cap, but he's up there. He's definitely more than like regular human strength.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's a badass, bro.
But yeah, this shit got me hyped as fuck because I don't think we had much of Secret Invasion before this.
No, there's only a little teaser, and they did not give anywhere near as much as this did.
Exactly. They didn't really give us the tone that it was going to be. I think we kind of knew it was going to be this sort of spy thriller type show.
Most definitely.
But I didn't think it was going to be like this, right? And this, like I said, this is right up my alley. This is going to be, hopefully it's some dark, gritty shit, because I think that's
so,
what
for sure.
I think we need that in the mix-up of Marvel. You know, we have so much like comedic relief and happy-go-lucky and type stuff. Like, not that we haven't had our, you know, our sad moments
Heavier
like in
moments,
No
yeah.
Way Home and stuff like that, but like it's been a while since we've had that gritty freaking spy thriller noir-esque type movie.
I don't think
I think since like Winter Soldier.
and that's kind of really the only one. Like they haven't really done anything else like that. I do see a lot of Winter Soldier vibes from this. I think they're leaning even heavier into that genre than even Winter Soldier did, because this does not seem very superhero-y at all to me. Like,
No, it doesn't.
Winter Soldier was still like a superhero movie at the end of the day. You know, you had Captain America doing badass superhero shit. This just straight up seems like it could be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Like this
Oh,
reminds
yeah.
me of Andor.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Like
yes,
set
yes.
in the Marvel universe, but it has nothing to do with anything. MCU.
No superheroes,
There's-
no
yeah.
Avengers.
There's Skrulls, and you know that's about it. Like everything else, and Nick Fury, obviously. But yeah, I will say that's one thing that like I'm not getting tired of, but I want it to pay off already at this point, because like ever since Endgame, every single show and movie and property is like, where did the Avengers go? Where are the Avengers? Why aren't the Avengers around to save us? It's like, just fucking bring them back already then. Like, you know, like, you're going to make me wait till 2025 with fucking Kang Dynasty to do that shit, bro? Like,
Who knows if it's even going to be in 2025 anymore?
I think New World Order is going to be the first time we start to see some Avengers again.
Yeah.
The next Cap movie. I think that's when it's going to happen.
Interesting. And I don't know. I mean, I think it makes sense, but I think also it would kind of suck if, like, the first Captain America movie that we're getting with the new Captain America is just another movie where, like, the Avengers come together, you know?
I don't think it'll necessarily be like Civil War levels where they like completely hijack a Cap movie to have like a bunch of people in it. But I think you'll start to see the makings of an Avenger team. Like, I think Sam will like have some homies that he's like Captain America-ing around.
Captain America.
Yeah, he's Captain America, you know? You got to do your Captain America thing. Yeah, he's got to Captain America them around. He's got to America them around, man.
America.
Yeah. But anyway, Secret War, or Secret Invasion, I should say. Super excited. I have been reading a couple things here and there. I don't know how true they are because I didn't try to vet them or anything like that against other sources and whatnot. But from what I understand, Emilia Clarke is playing Talos's daughter.
That's what I've seen as well.
So the little girl in Captain Marvel, basically, which makes sense. That was in the 90s. That was a long time ago. She would be grown up at this point.
And it looks like Talos is getting fucked up in this.
I think he's going to die.
You
I
think
think
he's
Nick
gonna
Fury
die?
might die too.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for Nick Fury to die. Like, he's just, I mean, he's been around for so long, and I think he's someone whose story that we've never gotten a whole lot of.
Yeah.
It's just like bits and pieces in movies and
He
know
needs
whatnot.
a swan song.
Exactly.
For sure. Because, like, I think keeping him around for too long is, like, kind of like...
And he's just old too, man.
Yeah, it's like
you know.
keeping an animal alive longer than you should. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, just let him go. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta just let him pass, man.
Like this show almost feels like a stretch because of how old he's just in retrospect he is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
You know, like it almost feels like a stretch. Like, all right, this fool's really gonna go out and do some shit when this fool's like really old.
I
right
mean,
now, you know?
to be fair, we haven't seen him in a whole lot of action sequences necessarily. So, like, that could be part of the plot, you know? It's like, damn, I'm not what I used to be. Like,
Yeah.
he can't go out there and handle business physically anymore, but he's still fucking Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So, like, he's gonna get shit done either way, you know?
That's true. Yeah, I'm excited to see Emilia Clarke in this too. You know, getting more, you know, really good actors and actresses in the Marvel universe. I'm excited to see her because it's not the traditional role in the sense when you get a big actor into the Marvel universe, right? Like, you know, when they got Brie Larson, it was, you know, Captain Marvel. When they get Chris Evans, it's for Captain America. It's very rare that you get, not that she's not an important character,
Yeah.
but it's very rare. I feel like you get a big actor to play someone in a role that doesn't necessarily have like superpowers, and they get to play more of just like a grounded character.
Well,
you
she
know?
is for sure a Skrull.
Yeah.
So she does kind of have powers.
Yeah,
She's
but
not a
it's
superhero,
Yeah.
but she does have superpowers.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think, from what I've heard, she might be slightly antagonistic. I think
fuck with that.
I think she's gonna be a little bit of a bad guy.
she's just gonna ride a dragon and freaking burn people alive, or what?
100%, bro. She's gonna be season 8 of Game of Thrones Khaleesi. Yeah, I think I don't know. Like, I'm I am excited to see her because I do like Amelia Clark, but I think we might have had this conversation before. Like, personally, I'm fucking tired of getting big name actors in the MCU. Like, go back to what made it good, which was taking a chance on people that were not big yet, right? Like Chris Evans, big name actor now, but all he had done before was a lot of like teen movies and then like one superhero movie that fucking flopped. 2 of them technically. That were not good. The Fantastic Four movies are considered failures. So he was not on the up and up when that happened. Became Captain America, biggest star of all time. Robert Downey Jr., greatest fucking rags to riches story of like the modern day. Not necessarily rags because his family was still rich for sure. But homeboy came back from straight prison to become the biggest movie star on the face of the planet.
Straight up.
Same with Chris Hemsworth, right? You don't really see him in a whole lot of shit beforehand. Becomes Thor, big name fucking shit, right? Even all the way up till the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Chris Pratt, you knew him if you watched Parks and Rec, but he wasn't like a household name.
Yeah.
And then he becomes Star-Lord, and then he's where he's at now, right? So like, it's inevitable that they become big name actors, but like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's a certain like Hollywood-esque thing that is just like too much baggage that comes when you get somebody who's already done big shit like that, you know? Like, they're going to come into that shit expecting certain things for an actor of their caliber, which is respectable. You should. If you're fucking Khaleesi and you've done all this good shit, you definitely should, right? But like, Marvel shit's got to get wacky. So like, I kind of want people who are fresh and hungry and are like, let me do what I need to do to like make this good, you know? As opposed to like somebody like Amelia Clark might have more demands as to what she wants, right? So like, I don't know. I want them to go back to the old days. Like, find me some no names or some lesser known names and whatnot.
Give me someone that doesn't have a name.
Yeah, exactly. Give them a name.
Yeah.
But that being said, I am excited because I don't think I've seen her in too much where she gets to flex that more like villain muscle. And so if it is true that she is going to be a bad guy, I'm very interested to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think when she does go dark as Khaleesi, it's really good. Not the journey to get to that point. I think that's trash, garbage, absolute 180 flip. But doesn't change the fact that like she has some good acting chops as a bad guy, you know, like as a crazy psycho bad guy or whatever it might be. So I want to see it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Let me have it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is something that I've been wanting to see for a while. Obviously seeing Nick Fury in a lead role. We haven't seen him in a lead role just at all. He's pretty much always just, I mean, he always seems like he's going to be that lead role in the movie, but then he ends up not being the lead role.
He's just the team putter
He's just the team putter together. Yeah. He's just,
he just makes the Avengers.
Exactly.
He fakes fucking Coulson's death so that the Avengers can come together.
That bastard.
That bastard.
That bastard. Are we going to see Coulson in this shit?
I don't know. It depends on how hardcore they've retconned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at this point. Because technically, I don't think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. counts anymore. Pretty sure it's non-canon.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think it's non-canon at this point. And, but if they want to salvage anything from that, Coulson's very much alive. He did not die even a little bit at the end of that shit. But I think he's also like weirdly like a robot kind of or something. I don't know. I didn't watch all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's like kind of shady.
He's a scroll, bro.
Maybe. That could be cool. Be down for something like that.
You think Nick Fury is going to be a scroll at the end of this?
No, they already did that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they did that in No Way Home. Don't do it again. Or,
don't
sorry,
think he's
Far From Home.
You don't think he's another scroll?
He's a super scroll now. Yeah. No, I think that would be whack. Like, don't try to hit me with the same whammy twice, you know?
Do you think that we're going to get, like, a big name superhero that's a scroll?
No.
Like, you don't think that it's going to be like, oh, all of a sudden fucking, not Thor, but like, oh, all of a sudden fucking Hawkeye was a fucking scroll.
I don't think so. Just because, like, most of the time, in order to do that, you need to already have the Super Scrolls in place. Because Super Scrolls can emulate powers as well.
But we're getting Super Scrolls in this.
That's true. That's true. So we could go there. But, like, I don't know. I don't think there's, for me personally, there's not anybody established enough in like their main roster of heroes right now that would make me be like, oh fuck, they've been a scroll the whole time. Because like, who's this gonna be? Like, if you say Hawkeye, it's like, all right, that's cool, but Hawkeye's not in these movies anymore. Like, why do I give a shit? You know, like Moon Knight's a scroll. Like, ooh, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't have the same oomph. So like, I don't know. I think they would have to wait for a while. I think they could potentially set that up now. And then like years down the line when we get to Secret Wars and all that bullshit, they could try to reveal somebody as a Skrull. But I don't know. I don't need it.
I think someone is, bro. Like I really think someone is gonna turn out
who
to
would
be
it
a
be?
Skrull.
Who's your main pick?
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I think I have to see how those first like couple episodes go. How they're establishing the Super Skrulls and stuff like that. But I mean, I think it just makes sense for like in the trailer the fact that they're setting up like these Skrulls have been in this position of power in the world for quite some time, you know? So I think it fits canonically in the fact that we can get to now and all of a sudden like, oh, someone's been a Skrull this whole fucking time, and it's just part of the bigger plan.
Yeah.
That is, you know, that Nick Fury is always planning. Nick Fury always has this bigger plan in mind, and I think it fits. You know, I can't put a name to someone right now, honestly, but I think that we are gonna get a big superhero that we've had end up being a Skrull.
The only reason why the only like logical reason I can think of that why like I wouldn't necessarily want something like that to happen is because that only serves this show, right? Like and every superhero that we've seen up to this point has been acting for the greater good, right? Like they've been on the side of the good guys basically all the time, with, you know, probably a couple exceptions here, the Winter Soldiers and whatnot, but like they're like good guys the whole time, right? So like I feel like it would just be a little bit wacky and a little hokey to just be like, oh yeah, one of the Avengers has been a Skrull the whole time. It's like, oh, that's cool. So this Skrull was just being like one of Earth's mightiest heroes for like the last 10 fucking years.
Yeah, well, think about it. Nick Fury and the Skrulls become a thing in like the 90s, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it makes sense for at that point for the seeds being placed, obviously for what's going to be happening in like Secret Invasion and Secret Wars and stuff like that, for him to start putting those pieces in place of like, all right, we need such and such Skrulls here so that we can watch over everything and that everything can be cool and stuff like that, you know?
See, so like if that's the case, so you're saying like Nick Fury had a Skrull planted as a superhero?
1000%.
Okay, so then here's my only follow-up question. Where's the actual superhero? What are they doing?
Maybe
because like if you're gonna have a Skrull imitate somebody, the actual person still has to exist, and they have to be fulfilling something else for Nick Fury. And
Maybe
then
they
again,
died.
like
Maybe
I guess that could work. Yeah, like it's like they're trying to keep up the image of like a certain hero or whatnot. That could work.
Maybe we learn that like sometime between maybe the first and second Avengers, maybe one of the Avengers fucking died, and Nick Fury would be like, "Hey,"
like in a war or something, or in a fight or whatever. Yeah.
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 I don't know. I just think that for Marvel to pull something out from their sleeve, you know, to be like, "Oh my god," you know, before Secret Wars, I think that would be the thing to do, and I think this is the show to do it for sure.
I feel that. I just don't want it to be just for the sake of like, oh, look, this person was a Skrull the whole time. Like, I want it to serve a story purpose. Like, if it lines up well with what's already been established over the last like bajillion movies, and it also works well for what story they're trying to tell in Secret Invasion, then cool, I could be down. But if it ends up just being like something like that, like, oh, by the way, in between Avengers 1 and Avengers 2, Black Widow died. So the one that you saw die at the end of Endgame, yeah, that was just a Skrull. She died a long time ago. Or like whatever it might be, you know? Like that just seems like cheap to me. So I think it would need to be more fulfilling in terms of like story. Otherwise it does just seem like a hat trick, you know? Like, look, I pulled a rabbit out of a hat.
Hey, it's Marvel. They do shit like that sometimes.
That's true. That's true. I can see it.
All right, let's get on to, I think, the best trailer from the week.
100% the best trailer. Hands down. Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
The long-awaited sequel, man. Holy shit on a biscuit.
Straight up shit on a fucking biscuit,
Shit
bro.
on a Have you watched the international trailer yet?
Yeah.
When they have the shots of all the live-action Spider-Men?
Yeah.
Very exciting. I think they're for sure going to be in it.
100%.
Yeah. That's right.
Phillips,
together.
innovation for you.
Oof. Oof.
This is the Across the Spider-Verse trailer, and it's starting right now. Whatever, man.
Chill out, Mr. Teenage Miles Morales. Jason Schwartzman.
Yep.
Good shit.
Ew. You want to get out of here, Miles? The homie.
Fire.
Yep.
No Way Home.
Straight up. That's fire.
Mayday Parker, bro.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Ah. God, I'm so fucking down for
Fuck
this,
yeah,
bro.
dude. Nah. Fucking
my own thing.
bitchin', bro. So dope.
That sounds familiar, bro.
So funny.
He died.
Oh, the Spider-Man jokes me off
That's
the
why
wall.
it sounds so familiar. When he says, nah, I'm going to do my own thing. It sounds like the end of 8 Mile when Eminem is basically like, nah, man, like, I'm going to do it on my own.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
was like, because I watched it, I
Nah.
was like, why does that sound so
I'm gonna
familiar?
do my own thing.
Yeah.
Fucking
Fuck,
sick,
dude. But
Yeah.
yes, Across the Spider-Verse, so fucking crazy.
Looks
We've been
really good.
waiting for this since the
I think
fucking...
it came out in 2018.
Yeah, and
So
then
we're like 5 years out now. Bro.
yeah, since that freaking the end credit scene with freaking Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah.
When we first got Pedro Pascal as Spider-Man 29, or not Pedro Pascal,
Oscar
fucking
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I was
get
like,
those
what?
motherfuckers mixed. I
They're-
get those motherfuckers
If I'm
mixed
not
up.
mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're like best friends in real life.
Oh, yeah. Why
yeah,
would they
the
not
two
be?
of them are. Yeah. Have been for a long time. But oh, dude, yeah, I'm incredibly hyped for that movie, as you know, and as anybody else who's unfortunate enough to hear my superhero rants. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I think Spider-Man is the best superhero of all time. No fucking contest. And Into the Spider-Verse is probably the best Spider-Man movie.
1,000%.
I don't think there's really any contest. Like, I have obvious love for the live action movies that I do, but it's just really hard. In the Spider-Verse did such a good job. It's really hard to get close to that.
There's no other Spider-Man movies that capture the comic bookiness that is Spider-Man that you need to have accompanied with it, you know?
There's not even any other comic book movies that capture like the comic bookiness that like this movie does, you know? Like I think like a lot of stuff wants to feel grounded, which is cool and it works for what it is. I love the MCU and all that. But this shit just surrenders itself to the comic book like aesthetic, and I fucking love it. It looks so beautiful. It looks so gorgeous.
I mean, these movies feel grounded in their own way, you know? Like,
Sure.
very much in the first movie, you have Miles dealing with his own stuff, like, at home, and the only, like, you know, thing that makes it, like, ungrounded is you have these other characters coming from other universes, but at the same time, like, they're still doing stuff with Miles in New York and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're not really venturing out and doing stuff like, yeah, they're trying to stop Kingpin from opening up fucking...
Multi-dimensional riffs.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, you know, it's going on in New York. They're keeping stuff there, and I think this is going to have that same feeling where it still feels grounded with what Miles is going through.
Yeah.
But just bringing more Spider-Man into the picture and opening
Yeah.
up the multiverse, you know, to not just to, or like just to not a few, but just to like all of them.
Yeah, I heard there's gonna be 5 different dimensions that we spend most of our time in. The 5th of which is supposed to be kind of secretive.
Ooh.
They're talking about what the first 4 are. They have not mentioned really in specifics what the 5th one is. So that excites me.
I wonder if that's gonna be where like the fucking, I forget what the fucking that spider person's called, but the one that's just connected to all the fucking webs of fucking.
Oh, you talking about
everything.
Madam Web?
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, I know they're making a Madam Web movie, so maybe they'll try to tie it in somehow, but I think that would be dumb. Separate yourself from the Sonyverse as much as possible. Sony's a train wreck.
It is Sony.
Well, but like it's not the Sony verse. Like the Amazing Spider-Man movies and like Morbius and Venom and like that. Like I love the Amazing Spider-Man movies. All the other stuff is pretty mediocre. So I would personally advise them to distance themselves from that shit as much as possible. And they're also referencing the MCU pretty heavily. That's like a blatant fucking reference
Doctor
to
Strange
No Way
and the
Home.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a shot at fucking the MCU's version of Spider-Man? The fact that he called them a nerd?
No, I don't think so. Because Peter Parker's a nerd.
He is, but it's like the way he said it, like Doctor Strange and that nerd from freaking Earth 1-19999999.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same vein of a joke as Batman is a fascist. You know, like it's meant to trigger people who want to get really defensive about the MCU, but if you really just love everything, like you'll take the joke and laugh. Like obviously, Miguel O'Hara. Apparently in this universe, because also very not necessarily like quote unquote regular, like him being like the leader of all these multidimensional spider people, of course he's gonna talk shit about Tom Holland being a fucking 17-year-old kid in No Way Home who fucked shit up catastrophically because he wanted to like go to the same college as his friends or whatever it ended up being, you know? So like, you know, he's gonna talk shit. I don't necessarily think that like Chris Miller and Phil Lord have like anything against the MCU, and they're trying to be like, yeah, fuck Tom Holland Spider-Man or something like that. Like I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this shit looks fucking great, dude. I never knew I needed to see Oscar Isaac or to hear Oscar Isaac voice a fucking Spider-Man character.
Yeah, he looks good. I like it a lot. I think he's gonna be solid.
He looks fucking. That character looks just fucking big, dude.
Yeah, he's got
like,
a big upper body. He's like reminds me of the Justice League Unlimited type of animations where it's like huge upper torso and then just like really skinny little legs, you know, like classic superhero vibes. Yeah, I think I want to see what they do because like obviously that is very different from what Miguel O'Hara is usually all about. Spider-Man 2099 exists in he is not an alternate dimension Spider-Man, believe it or not. He just comes from the future. That's it. He exists in 616, like the main Marvel universe continuity. It's just after all the superheroes have died because it's way fucking later in time or whatnot. So it's interesting to me that they pick the one non-multiversal Spider-Man variant to be like the leader of all the multiversal Spider-Mans, you know? So I want to see where it goes. I think it's interesting. I wonder what they're doing, you know? Like what is this mission that they're apparently going on that he needs to gather like a team of elite Spider-Men for?
Yeah,
That's still kind of shady.
I want to know like what Miles does to get them all just against him. You know, like I think it has something to do with like his dad, because like in like the comics and stuff, his dad is the one that dies, right? Instead of like his Uncle Ben.
His dad and his mom die. Yeah, both of them do. Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be something along that route. Like I think he's just like
wants to stop that from happening.
Yeah, wants to stop that from happening, and I think that's what Miguel O'Hara's like. Nah, this shit has to fucking happen, because I think that's what they're getting at with the whole, like without Uncle Ben, like none of us would have, you know, become who we are as spider people and stuff like that. So I 100%. Think that's what they're shooting for.
Yeah, Peter's movie. A little shit before Uncle Ben dies when he has Spider-Man powers. He just wants to make money and bone Mary Jane. That's it.
Straight up.
Like those are his only goals. Doesn't give a fuck about anything else.
I mean, fuck. When you're in high school and you get superpowers and
yeah, I mean, what else would you think about?
Money and bitches, man.
Fair enough.
Who do you think is? I was thinking about this. Who is a better hero, anti-hero couple? Batman and Catwoman, or Spider-Man and Black Cat?
Batman and Catwoman.
Batman and Catwoman?
Spider-Man and Catwoman are not a couple, bro. Absolutely not. Spider-Man and Catwoman are... Spider-Man and Black Cat are a fling. But, like, For some fucking reason, I don't know why, but for a long time now, Marvel has just had the stupidest vendetta against the greatest couple of all time in comic books, which is fucking Spider-Man and Mary Jane, bro. Like, it doesn't get more top tier than that, except maybe Superman and Lois Lane.
I was gonna say.
But that's like the same shit, bro. Like a fucking reporter ass, down ass chick who just supports their superhero lifestyle, you know? Same shit, just Marvel versus DC. But like, for whatever reason, everybody and their fucking mother over at Marvel just wants to pull apart Mary Jane and Spider-Man. Like recently, this is so annoying to me, but like recently there's a comic book that came out where Peter Parker is having a conversation with, I think, Felicia Hardy with Black Cat. And he fucking says the dumbest shit I've ever heard Peter Parker say in my life, which is like, yeah, I think I've just realized that like the love I have for MJ is more like a sister. It's like, okay, well, why'd you fucking marry her then, you dumbass? Like,
Hey, man,
obviously
he was just
these
trying
are
to marry his sister, bro.
these are writers, you know, that are trying to do their own thing and whatnot. So whatever, it is what it is. Comic books are always going to be at the scrutiny of the fact that like you have different writers with different perspectives on the characters continuing their continuity, right? So things are bound to get jumbled up. But God, that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I don't get why. Like, that was even a thing in Into the Spider-Verse. Was like, yeah, Peter Parker is supposed to be with Mary Jane. He's just got to sack up and deal with it, you know? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. But anyways, to answer your question, yeah, definitely Batman and Catwoman for sure. They almost got married, just didn't work out. That's all. Catwoman hella ditched him, bro. It's pretty sad. Bruce like finally fucking started to be like, yeah, you know what? I am down. Let's get married. Like, fuck it. Let's do it, whatever. And she fucking hella dips on him, bro.
Hey, very similar to what happens in Puss in Boots, bro.
Really?
Because like I haven't seen like the first Puss in Boots movie, but he has this fucking
Lady Love.
he has his lady love, Kitty Softpaws.
Oh yeah.
And they were supposed to get married, and he got nervous and he fucking dipped out.
Okay.
And then come to find out at the end of the movie, she also got nervous and fucking
Wanted to dip out too.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
good.
Puss in Boots was fire, bro.
It's pretty good.
It was really, really good.
Okay.
I was pretty surprised by it.
It's on Peacock, right?
I don't know.
I think it's streaming.
It might
now.
be.
Yeah, and in theaters as well, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, me and F went and watched it in theaters, and that was pretty fire. I liked that shit. It was really, really good. And it had similar animation too, like Into the Spider-Verse and stuff like that, which intrigued me in the trailers, which is why I wanted to go and watch it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it paid off. It was really good. The action in it was really good. The story was really good. The different name drops of like different characters and stuff was fire. The ending was fire because they sail off and they're going towards far, far away. So
cool.
it hints at like another movie, and they might see some more people in there. But yeah, it was fucking good. All the characters in there were hella funny, and it was awesome, man.
Have you seen Have you seen? Hold on, let me find this shit really quick. There's a fucking meme that I saw the other day. That's some movie streaming platform basically grouped together Shrek 2 and Get Out as a similar plot, and it's freaky how honestly kind of true it is. So
Damn.
films where the main character visits his partner's parents' house for the first time, only to realize they are racists who have hatched a plan to have a white guy steal their identity.
Yep.
Same fucking movie. Obviously different circumstances, but same fucking movie, bro.
God damn.
Yeah,
bro.
pretty funny. That shit cracked me up, dude.
God damn.
Yeah. Crazy. Shrek 2 and Get Out.
Shrek's fucking great, bro.
Shrek is great.
Shrek is fucking.
Gotta love some Shrek.
Shrek is love and Shrek is life, bro.
Let's not go there. that animation style though, that I think, again, forgive me if I'm not giving credit where credit is due to somebody who may have done it before, but I know it to be pioneered by Into the Spider-Verse. Absolutely my favorite type of animation style.
100%.
Like, Into the Spider-Verse is beautiful. What I've seen of Puss in Boots looks great. The trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, seems to be taking a lot of inspiration from it. That looks fantastic. Any big budget anime movie that they tried to make, especially battle animes, need to just do that. Fuck a live action. Like, if you're gonna try to make like an American fucking Dragon Ball movie or an American Naruto movie or One Piece or whatever it is, just do that. Like, don't fuck around with trying to cast live action people and try to figure that out. Like, just do that. That's beautiful. That looks perfect. That's exactly what you need. Like,
well, I think it's just the easiest way to, like we're saying, just to convey the comic book bookiness of the characters. You know,
Yeah.
I think that is such an important part of the characters that we miss out from live action. That I think when sometimes they try to do it, it just comes off as weird and corny.
hokey,
you know,
yeah.
so it's like it's much more It's easier. It's much more easily digestible in animation form. So
For sure.
I definitely love it like that, and I want to see them moving forward. Just obviously just build an animation styles like this. I don't want every single movie to be copy and paste exactly like this. I want it to be
Every single
similar,
one.
but let's build
Different
on it.
though.
Yeah, different though.
Honestly though, like shit, any animation, at least again, having to do with like something that comes from the page, like this is just perfect, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need anything different. It's great.
1000%, bro. I'm ready. Freaking, we're gonna get Spider-Punk, bro. Freaking
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya
I know.
is playing
Yeah,
Spider-Punk.
speaking of Get Out, I know.
Fire.
Fucking sick shit. Who's playing the Indian Spider-Man?
I
wanna know.
It's a big name actor too.
Because that's one of the universes they're going to, if I'm not mistaken. Is going to be the Spider-Man India one. Oh, Jessica Drew's another big one too. Spider-Woman is hella in that shit.
Freaking.
Where are you?
Issa Rae plays Spider-Woman.
Oh, Karan Soni. I know him from. Fuck. What have I seen him in before? God damn it. I want to say Silicon Valley, but I could be wrong. Son of a bitch.
Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He plays the homie in Deadpool.
He's, is Dopender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sick shit. Okay, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, Jason Schwartzman is the Spot. Hilarious. I love that. Oh, homie from The Lonely Island is playing Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. Jorma Taccone? I don't know how you say that. That one. That Lonely Island guy. He's playing Vulture, so that should be funny. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, we're getting Vulture in this movie.
You know
I love
what's
that.
funny is that makes me think that the Vulture is just going to get his ass beat by Spider-Man 2099 in the beginning. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he also played Goblin in the first movie. Which I think would also be kind of funny to just have him play like the big name Spider-Man villain that just gets their ass beat like really quick in the beginning, you know?
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Green
Dude,
Goblin gets fucking handled.
Spider-Man
in that shit.
is
he plays Green Goblin.
Spider-Man is the greatest, I think, comic book hero because I think he's the only one that will just take on all his rogues just like at the fucking same time.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, in the I don't know. My favorite part about Spider-Man and his rogues gallery is also just like arguably, most definitely, what makes Batman and his rogues gallery the best, which is that they have personal relationships with their villains. Like Norman Osborn, his best friend's dad, right? Max Dillon, Electro, like fellow college classmate and whatnot and shit like that, right? Like he knows these people, and not only that, even once they become supervillains, he continues to develop relationships with them, like so far to the point where like Venom's like basically like a fucking good guy now, right? And Spider-Man never wants to kill anybody. He wants to like help them reform because like he knows that Doc Ock, if he was like working on the side of good, could like probably cure cancer. Like same with Norman Osborn, right? So he's like, no, I can fix you. He's like a bad girlfriend, you know?
can fix you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But like honestly though, like I think that's what makes him and his rogues gallery so appealing is like the personal relationships, you know? Like I like my favorite line, I will say this, my favorite Spider-Man like movie, like live action or whatever that I say all the time is the Spider-Man game. I think that's the best like live action or whatever, right? Adaptation and whatnot. And like my favorite fucking line from that game, absolutely hands down, bro, is when he's fighting the Doc Ock at the end.
And he goes, "Oh, a Merlin trial."
A Merlin trial. That's the best, bro. He's fucking he's fighting Doc Ock or whatever, and they're like on the tower and they're beating each other's asses and shit. And Peter gets his mask ripped off and he realizes that Otto knew that it was Peter the entire time, right? And so fucking Otto smacks him with the fucking tentacles really quick, and he's like, "What's the matter, Parker? You look tired." And Peter just has this great fucking response. He goes, "Not tired, just hurt," and just fucks his ass up, bro. And oh god, that shit's the best to me because it's like, yeah, Peter sometimes tries to build these relationships, and they're always gonna fail because they're fucking bad guys. But then he takes it personal. And Peter Parker, when he's pissed off, oh, that's some good shit, bro. Let me tell you what, dog. That's some good shit. When Peter Parker is mad at a motherfucker, damn, that shit's scarier than Batman, bro.
Oh, straight up,
Holy
dude.
shit, dude.
Because Spider-Man holds back all the time. So when he's mad, he's just like, all right, I'm
constantly pulling his punches,
Fuck
bro.
you, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Love that shit. So I want to see some of that with this, you know? Like, I would like to see Miles kind of almost cross the line. Obviously, you don't want to see him do it, but I want to see him get pushed to his limits. Like, I think No Way Home did a good job of that, kind of grew up Tom Holland's Peter Parker for sure. Like, but put him in a tough situation, put him in something he can't get out of, back him up against the wall and see what he does.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see it. I'm ready.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. That comes out this summer, right?
Yeah, dude, like in June, I think. I can't believe it. So many things are coming out in
It's
June.
going to be a stacked summer, bro. It's going to be a
insane.
stacked summer.
We're going to get
gonna be a
Secret
great-
Invasion.
Yeah.
Literally all the trailers we watched, we're going to get over the course of the summer. Like, that's pretty fucking
We're also
nuts.
getting stuff like Oppenheimer in the summer.
Yeah.
Like,
Guardians comes out in May
yeah.
to start off the hot vibes and whatnot. That's going to be fucked up. I'm going to cry
Yeah.
hard.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to start the episode for that, and we're just going like, Rocket! Rocket's going to die. Rocket's
know
for sure going to die, bro.
He is. I just don't want to believe it, bro.
I know,
I
but
just don't
it's
want to
gonna
believe it.
happen.
He's my favorite character.
If he doesn't die, then somebody else is going to die, and he's going to be the new leader of the Guardians.
Which I want even more.
I could see that. That'd be cool.
Like, I want Rocket to lead, bro.
He's going to die, though. No. He's going to die.
No.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be Drax or Star-Lord.
I can see Drax dying.
I could see Star-Lord, too. Maybe
Star-Lord's going to die, and then Chris Pratt's going to play Booster Gold in the
DC?
DC, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. You
I
know?
don't know who else I would want to play Booster Gold, honestly.
Uh,
I mean, there's obviously, like, when someone actually gets casted for it, I'd be like, oh my god, they're so
It's
fucking
perfect,
great.
yeah. yeah, they'll
But
find
right now,
it.
they're slipping my mind.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's perfect for it, you know? Like, because Booster Gold's kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
And he does not have any superpowers. All of his shit is based off of tech. He's
Mm-hmm.
just from the really, really far future where technology can make you seem like a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has all the basic tech
Yeah.
from the future. It's not even like the high tech.
No,
stuff
yeah,
from
it's
the
just
future.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
That's
like
just what
basic
everybody
shit.
has.
Yeah. it's just what everybody has.
He just came back to look impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like it's basically like if we brought like an iPhone back to the freaking
Yeah, like the 1970s or something.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh my god."
How are you doing that? It's like everybody has one,
Yeah.
bro. This is not special.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But all right, let's actually move on to what we watched this week. Let's get them done, you know? Cuz you know, we watched them, might as well fucking talk about
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And these are some fucking pretty gnarly
Some
fucking
savage
movies.
movies,
Some
dude, yeah.
crazy fucking movies,
100%.
man. Which one do you want to start off
I
with?
think I See You first.
See You?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can go because Gone Girl was a heavier movie,
Mhm.
definitely longer.
I honestly I think I liked I See You a lot more. But yeah, so first of all, I See You, really great movie.
Yeah.
Go check it
On
out on
Netflix,
Netflix. I
yeah.
think it was one of I think it was like #1 watched movie like on Netflix when I
Yeah,
went
it was
and-
in the top 10 still
Yeah.
when I checked it out, so it's up there.
It was great. It came out in 2019. Never knew this fucking
Wow,
movie
that's
came
pretty
out.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a fucking great movie. It's basically a movie about a family. There's some stuff going on. The husband is a detective.
Mm-hmm.
There's a kid that goes missing, and he has to, he's got to be on the case. He's got to help solve this case.
Yep.
But while he's on the case, there's some fucking shit going on at home. You
Yeah.
learn that his wife cheated on him.
Yep.
So there's a very big strain in their marriage right
Mm-hmm.
now. Their son is not having it. He's basically like, "Fuck you, mom.
Yeah.
You fucking suck."
Being a hardcore asshole.
Yeah, no.
Understandably.
Yeah.
But he's being a dick.
Exactly.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there's just just weird shit just starts going
Yeah.
on at the house. Weird stuff goes on, and big spoilers for this movie. If you
100%.
don't, there is a big twist in this movie. So if you don't want to know the twist, I recommend you go and watch the movie because it took me by surprise, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Holy fucking shit!" And
Yeah.
I don't know if it took you by surprise.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that caught me off guard was like leading up to and watching all of it. I was like pretty firmly in the camp of like, okay, something's like supernatural is going on.
Yes, exactly.
Like there's some kind of ghost or like whatever spirit you want to call it, like haunting them.
Exactly, because you do get this line of dialogue in the movie when they're doing their investigation into the missing kids. Because the opening of the movie is basically like you're following this kid on this bike, and then the kid gets flung off the bike, and
Yeah.
you're like, "What the fuck is
Yeah,
going
like
on?"
hardcore.
Yeah, that's your first like dive into like, okay, something supernatural is going on.
Yeah.
Like you fell into the trap immediately
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
Of like,
yeah.
okay, something
Yeah.
crazy is going on. So you're following in the fucking investigation, and in the investigation, you learn that the main, one of the main characters, his partner, has basically put the guy in jail that's already linked to murders of this type.
Yeah,
Basi-
or like kidnappings.
Yeah,
like,
kidnappings.
What, like 10 years before, something like that? It was like a big case in their town like a while ago.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're going back and they're listening to recordings of this kid that they interviewed that got away, right? And one of the lines is like, "Oh, he has this magic house," and they're like, "A magic house? What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, which means like go look for it and you're never gonna find it." And immediately I was like, "Okay,
That's some supernatural shit.
supernatural shit. We got
Yeah.
this shit going on." But as you will learn, it's not supernatural shit.
No.
And yeah, it's fucking crazy. So basically, you're following this family early on. And you're like, holy shit, some crazy shit's
Yep.
going down. You're like, are they in the magic house? Like, is that why all this
Yeah.
shit's going on? Because
Yeah.
you're like, magic house,
Yeah.
stuff's going on at their house. Like, music's playing, pictures are going missing.
Yeah.
Mugs are going missing, and you're like, what?
Super supernatural. So it's
Yeah.
fucking supranatural, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a whole level above supernatural.
Exactly. And stuff's going down. The dad gets locked in a closet all
Yeah.
randomly, and you're like, what the fuck's
What's
going
happening?
on?
They do a good job. He's like looking through the peephole, and you don't really see what's on the other side, but you get like a general shape of like a human-esque figure, right? And so like you're like, what the fuck is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And freaking in the middle of the movie, the man that the wife is cheating on with just shows up at the
Like
house.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like a crazy ass dude. He's just like, I'm outside. Guys are like, I'm outside. And you're like,
Jesus.
okay, you've obviously never fucking been unfaithful before.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
this is your first
You've never
love.
been a mistress,
Yeah.
bro. You're
Yeah.
not doing this right, dog.
Yeah. You've never dabbled in the world of infidelity
Jesus.
before.
Wow, it's so weird. Like, how many parallels there are to the other movie too? Now that I think about it, that's
so
trippy. Yeah.
We always make this happen.
Yeah, it
bro.
just happens, man. Yeah.
And when they're outside talking, the wife's just trying to be like, "Hey, you got to get the fuck out of here! Like,
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Like, I love my husband. Like, I care about my family. Like, you got to get out of here."
Yeah.
And when they're talking, like, just the mug that she's looking for in the beginning of the movie just falls on his head.
Yeah, smacks his
Yeah.
ass hard,
And
bro.
you're like, "Oh shit, the
Yeah,
ghost is
it's
coming
heavy,
for
they're
him,
coming,
man!
yeah, yeah.
The demon's coming!"
Demon's like, hey, yo, I'm trying to put this family back together. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
"Fuck you, bro!
Yeah.
Fuck you! Don't
Yeah.
you know cheating is a sin, bro?
Yeah.
God's gonna be mad at you, bro. Fuck
Lust,
you.
motherfucker.
Yeah, you're going to hell. You're going to hell, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's in one of the 10 commandments, bro. One of the 10 commandments, bro."
That's the secret 11th commandment, bitch.
But yeah, so the wife she's like, "Oh my god, I gotta take you inside, gotta help you out," and takes him to the basement.
Yeah.
And
Treating his wound and whatnot.
yeah, and she's like, "I gotta leave and do some stuff, so stay here by yourself," which is
Yeah.
okay. I don't know why, like the person you're cheating on with,
Stupid
yeah,
choice. Dumb.
exactly. But anyway, we'll just leave that out
They're
of it.
horror movie people, you can't blame them.
So he's very much like,
Real quick, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who watch consistently, your boy always has to go to the bathroom. And let me tell you, I tried to fucking prepare this time. Okay, I went to the bathroom before the episode started. Like, I fucking go to the bathroom.
you're good. I'll keep him entertained.
Keep
I'll
him
tell
going,
them
keep
all
him
about
going,
the.
keep him going.
I'll tell them all about the movie. So she takes basically her. What's a male version of a mistress? Is that still a mistress? That's a mistress. Okay, so she takes the dude she's cheating on with, which we learn is like her boyfriend from high school. She takes him down to the basement. She's trying to treat his wound. She's like, "Oh my god, you gotta go to the hospital, but I gotta go pick up my son. Let me go do this real quick, or I gotta go do something. Just stay here. Keep this cloth on your head, and we'll be fine." So he's sitting there. He's sitting in a chair. He's got the stuff on his head. He basically has a concussion. He's bleeding out from his head. He's really got to go to the hospital. I don't know why she didn't just take him to the hospital or just, call him an Uber or something. You can do something, It's fucking 2019. We got Uber. We got Lyft. We got all this shit. You could probably DoorDash someone to the hospital. Who knows? Just Uber Eats their ass to the fucking hospital and get a sandwich at the same time. But anyway, she leaves him in the basement, and he's like snooping around the basement. He's looking in one of the cabinets, and all of a sudden you see someone come up behind him and boom, knock him out. And then that's when we cut back to the opening scene again. So one of the first opening scenes, so the very first opening scene is obviously the kid on the bike. But the first that we see of the family is the mom is making pancakes for the kid in the morning. And so the opening shot of the family is literally just the pancakes in the morning, just sizzling. So we go back to that shot. And this is when we get the first twist of the movie. and it turns into like a VHS like POV type movie, you know, like a Chronicle or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And we see someone zoom in on the house, and we're like, "Holy fuck!" And we're introduced to 2 new characters, Mindy and Alec.
Yeah.
Is it Alec? Or
Alec. I think it's Alec.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we come to learn that they're froggers, which I don't know what the fuck
With the
frogging.
PH.
Yeah, with the PH. I don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck frogging was, but that's basically when people go and live in someone's house while they're there, without them knowing. They're just living there, and that shit's scary on its own. You know, you can make a whole movie just about that.
Alec
but
Travers.
yeah, but I
they
love.
kind of did. They just did a good job of hiding what it really was. That was like the monster. So to speak.
Not making the whole movie about frogging, you know, not opening up like, frogging is a big problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be kind of corny, but just making it about something else, and then, you know, pulling the rug out from under you and being like, oh, this is what the movie's about.
But then frogging them all the time.
But then pulling the rug out from under you.
Yeah.
But basically, these 2 characters are just documenting.
Mindy does this all the time.
Yeah.
Presumably to survive.
Yeah.
I think she's maybe homeless or whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Alec is tagging along as a friend of Mindy's because he wanted to document it. Or so he says.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's his initial shit, right? So it's like, oh, I'm going to make a documentary about what it's like to frog and somebody, shit like that.
Oh, yeah. And then keep in mind, weird stuff, like when we say weird stuff had been happening at the house, like utensils go missing.
Yeah.
Mugs go missing. Pictures are going missing.
Yep.
The dad woke up one day and all of a sudden he just pissed himself.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang.
That's random.
Well, because also he had been taking pills, right, to fall asleep. What we presume to fall asleep because of like the fact that his wife was cheating on him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this fool just took way too many pills and just had to go
Pissed
pee and then
himself,
couldn't
yeah.
get up and he pissed himself. I guess that's just what happens.
Guess it makes sense.
Don't take pills, kids.
Exactly.
You're gonna piss yourself.
You're going to pee the bed.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so weird stuff is going on, and then we're introduced to these 2 new characters. They're frogging, they're documenting it, and it's just weird that the fact that fucking Mindy's like, yeah, frogging's bad, like this is illegal, and it's just like, well, why are you documenting this?
It's stupid, incriminating
It's
yourself.
just like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kidnap someone. Kidnapping's illegal, all right, but I'm just gonna show you guys how to do it and record. It's like it's the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? So. But to put that aside, she's basically just documenting this stuff. I don't know. I guess the thrill is just almost getting caught, but not getting caught. You know.
Well, I think that's like where the main difference between the 2 characters starts, right? Is it's like Mindy is very much just trying to like live, obviously illegally, and it's not the best way to go about it, but she's trying to lay as low as possible. And Alec is the one who really is like, well, what's the fun of it if you don't almost get caught? Like, why don't we mess them a little bit, make them think they're insane? It's like, I don't know, because you'll fucking go to jail, you idiot. You're trespassing. Like, but you get the sense that there's something off with Alec, like, pretty early on. And I would say that even still, when you start to see things from the other perspective, you're still not led on the right track. Like, they lead you to believe that like Alec is just this psycho crazy piece of shit kid who like,
which he kind of is.
But you know,
he has his reasons.
100% has his reasons. Yeah.
Also forgot, the point where we switched wasn't when the guy got clubbed. It's the fact the guy got clubbed, and the husband comes back, and the wife's just like, this dude was here, he was fine, and all of a sudden
fucking bury the body.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They go and they're like, the dude's like, all right, we just gotta go bury the body. And I was like, whoa, this dude's a fucking cop. And this is his,
he's like, fuck it, let's just go take care of this really quick.
Yeah. So they go and do that, and then when they come home, their son is just in the fucking bathtub tied up and shit like that. And then that's when the movie cuts back to the beginning scene.
Yeah, the other like slightly important detail to mention too is the kidnapper from 10 years ago or whatever had a calling card. He left green pocket knives everywhere he went. And when they find the son in the bathtub, there's a green pocket knife stuck in the bar of soap.
Yep.
In the, what do you call it? So you're like, oh shit, he's back. They didn't actually get him 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still at large.
This is when you're like, okay, it's not supernatural.
Yeah.
This is some other shit
This
going
dude's
on.
fucking with
and you're
him,
like, oh my God.
Which again, you know, makes sense. It's like, damn, all right, this is the cop detective who's investigating the case. Like, yeah, maybe the, not killer, but kidnapper would fuck with him, you know, try to steal his kid and shit like that. You're on board. You're there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So back to where we're at with the frogging. Like, we got 2 people there. you see that Alec is just a fucking weird dude, man. Like
Yeah.
he's just, he's sitting outside, he's smoking, and Mindy's like, dude, you got to come inside. Like we can't just be out here. Like we could be out in the house when they
They're
aren't
gone,
here,
yeah.
but when they're here, when they're at home, we gotta be in our hiding spot. We
Yeah.
gotta just be sleeping. We gotta be chilling out,
Yeah.
And he's very much in the camp of, nah, let's fuck with them. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And she's
Steal their
like,
pictures, fucking
yeah.
literally piss on the motherfucker while he's sleeping. You come to find out that all of the things that you thought were supernatural happening to the family in the house are really just Alec, just terrorizing them, like
Yeah.
playing mental games, fucking with them hard.
And you're, goddamn, this
Yeah.
dude is a psychopath. This dude is crazy.
He locks the dad in the closet, pees on him and the bed. Like, fucking, he's the one stealing all the pictures. At one point, the detective cop dad, yeah, he stumbles upon his office and, like, there's creepy looking cutout pictures of the ones he was stealing. Like, his wife's eyes are cut out, the mouth is gone. Like, same with the kid and all that bullshit. He was the one doing his little arts and crafts and doing all that shit or whatever, all that. So it's just Alec the whole time. You get the sense that he's just like a mentally ill kid who's like absolutely fucking with this family, like just terrorizing them mentally.
Exactly. And then Mindy's like, dude, what the fuck you doing? We can't be doing this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we got to get out of here. And he's like, nah, you just got to dip. And
It's like, I'm gonna stay and have some more fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, whatever. So she's going downstairs to go get her. She's going to go get her stuff. But then the family comes home and they're like, oh my God. So then that's when they divert the attention of the mom. When she's downstairs, they call her phone and then they fucking play the music. And she's like, what the fuck? And she goes back upstairs.
Yeah.
And then they go downstairs. And obviously she sees that there's someone, the mastress.
Yeah.
just there fucking. Okay, we got to look up.
Yeah. What
fucking
is it?
male version of mistress.
I know
Male.
that diva is a female version of a hustler. Of a hustler. You know that song?
Miss.
Na diva is the female version of a hustler.
Paramore.
Paramore.
Oh, I like that.
Says a
okay,
term,
it's
yeah.
something used, but this term can apply to either a partner or an illicit relationship, so it's not exclusively male. But if a man is being financially supported, especially by a wealthy older woman, he is a sugar baby, cat man, or a boy toy. Okay. So the paramour. When the paramour is downstairs and Mindy stumbles upon him, she's
That
like,
seems
"Oh
too
shit!"
good for this
Yeah,
bastard.
yeah.
I'm gonna call him a kept man.
Yeah, Captain. I don't know. I don't know if he's in a relationship as well.
That's true. That's true.
But we'll just call him a toy boy.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
even
that's what
more
he is.
demeaning. Let's
Yeah,
do that. one.
exactly.
Yeah.
This toy boy. When
Yeah.
Mindy stumbles upon him, she tries to hide, right? And she's standing back.
Yeah.
And then we get to the moment where he's clubbed, and we're like, okay, we think it's gonna be Alec because
Yeah.
Alec is doing all this
Obviously,
stuff.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna come down and he's gonna fucking beat the fuck out of this
Yep.
dude because they're trying to get out and whatnot. But come to find out,
It
it's
was
the fucking
Daddy
husband.
Detective Cop.
Yeah, Daddy Detective Cop. What's
Yeah.
his fucking name?
I think it's like some bullshit,
Let's see.
like generic name.
See you. I kept thinking it was Keller, but that's the name for it's Greg Harper.
Greg Harper.
Yeah. We find out it's fucking Greg. And
Fucking
honestly, at
Greg.
this moment, you're like, fuck yeah, he just fucking fucked up this. Fucked up this toy boy right now. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck that fool. Like, I'm glad this dude got hit over the head because one, not
a
with the
piece of
cheating
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
And then also, you just show up at her fucking house like all unannounced and
Yeah,
stuff. Like
idiotic,
you're trying
bro.
to get caught, and this
Yeah.
fool just is a cop, so he has a gun. He could shoot you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be legal, but he probably would shoot you. And he'd
Probably.
go to jail.
He's very obviously willing to forge some crime scenes, as we find out, especially closer to the end of the movie. So yeah, you don't want to get on that. You don't want to fuck with that shit.
So yeah, he fucking goes into the house and he's like, okay, we gotta look. And that's when freaking homeboy goes to hit him.
Yeah,
Oh, I think that's when we actually cut back.
that is the cut in the
God
halfway
damn it.
point of the movie.
I've
Yeah.
been fucking up, guys. I'm sorry, but it's all good. Just go and watch the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Well, because I think you get a lot more context when you watch it from their side, because that is when the flip happens, and it seems like from the perspective that you see in the beginning of the movie, what the sequence of events looks like is they go to bury the body, they come back home, and they find out that the son is tied up. So they
assume the killer's in the house.
Yes, and so they get the kid. The dad sends the wife and the child to the hospital or wherever they fucking go, whatnot, and he then immediately starts looking around for whoever he's gonna like shoot or whatever, the guy, whatever. When you get it from their perspective, there's like a whole lot of events that are unaccounted for from the other perspective, and so what ends up actually happening is they bury the body. The when the clubbing is about, or no, after the clubbing happens, the friend Mindy gets accidentally knocked out by Alec because they're arguing at the top of the stairs that they need to leave, and he shoves her and she falls. I thought she fucking died, honestly.
Yo, straight up.
No way she didn't die in real life. But yeah, gets knocked out, fucking slams her neck on the side of a fucking like little seating area or whatever by a window. And Alec's first response is to go and put her in the trunk of one of their cars and take her to the hospital, try to save her life. But as he's putting her in there and the garage door opens and the wife and the husband get back from burying the body.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point he had already fucked with the kid and tied him up and everything like that, whatever. But he's just trying to save his friend now, right? So he fucking tries to take her, doesn't get around to it, and then the husband takes like a fat detour. He fucking comes back down to this other van, this other car that they have, hides the fucking murder weapon in a bag, and starts to drive off into the woods. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you're like with Mindy for a little while, and then she wakes up. This was like the first real reveal to me of like, oh, this is bad. Because she opens the bag. Not only is the murder weapon in there, but the kid from the beginning's jersey is also in there.
Yep.
And hella evidence bags full of those fucking green pocket knives also in there.
Yep.
So that's like the first, like, it's not super in your face, but that's the first reveal of like, oh shit, this dad's the fucking one kidnapping these fucking kids and shit. Mm-hmm. And then if that's not enough, the icing on the cake, she fucking comes to or whatever after he parks. He drove out and there's like a fucking trailer in the middle of the fucking woods.
The magical house.
The magical house. And so she walks in there, sees the two kids fucking tied up in the thing, almost fucking saves them, gets real close, but then she gets snuck up on and fucking knocked out by the dad. Put back in the car. They drive back to the fucking house. And then fucked up shit, bro. Mindy did not deserve it. But basically what ends up happening is she wakes up on the couch and he's sitting there with her and he fucking puts his hand over and he's like, shut the fuck up. Like, be quiet. Just do what I tell you. You just need to stand up. And she's like, no, I don't want to. She's like, just stand up. That's all I need you to do is stand up. And so she starts to cooperate. He pulls the gun from his belt and you're like, oh, this is bad.
Yep.
And so she stands up, just fucking pops her right then and there, kills her ass. And then fucker puts 2 holes on his side as if he got shot at in the wall behind him, and then fucking plants a fucking gun on her as if she was like breaking into his fucking home and shit and just defending himself. Mm-hmm. Piece of shit, like to the max.
Yep.
Again, she broke into their house, but she didn't deserve that.
No,
like that's overboard.
1000%.
Yeah, and then at that point, things start to come more full circle with where the cut took place in the middle, because Alec obviously hears all this commotion in the house, grabs a fucking hatchet, axe, or whatever, and then tries to fuck him up, and then they start fighting.
Yeah, they have the fight at the end.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Fucking.
He takes Alec out.
Yeah, he hits him with like the fucking little fire, the stick for the fire, you know, to kind of like poke it around.
Yeah.
And he hits him with that, and I was like, oh yeah, this
He's
fool's
done.
fucking dead.
Yeah.
So he goes to the
the
kitchen.
another crime.
Yeah, exactly. Takes a knife and freaking stabs himself.
Yeah.
That's when you know this fool's just
Crazy.
way too
Psychotic,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, way too into way too into his extracurricular activities when he stabs himself with a knife. And he turns around, Alec's not there. He has a gun, and he you know, the
trying to plead with him a little
Greg.
bit,
Well, Greg is trying to be like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot a cop, blah blah blah, all this stuff." And then freaking Alex shows Greg his face, and Greg all of a sudden is just like, "Oh my god, like I'm sorry, blah blah blah." And then Alex is like, "Nah, fuck that," shoots him.
Yep.
Greg's partner comes, freaking shoots Alec,
Yeah.
and then you're like, "What the fuck?" And then you get these flashbacks of Alec was actually a kid that Greg tried to abduct that got
when he was a
away.
kid. Yeah. When the whole movie, Alec has this like Yoshi Pez dispenser that he's munching from the entire time, and you're shown the exact same shot that you see at the end of the movie pretty early on of like these two young kids walking on these train tracks.
And then running away.
Yeah, and then they're told the story, or you're told the story of how like they barely got away and whatnot, blah blah blah. And then they pan down and you see that one of those kids has that exact same Pez in the back. So yeah, presumably it's Alec, right? It is Alec. So yeah, crazy fucking twist, bro. Pretty fucking wild shit. Not gonna
That
lie.
shit got me, bro. This was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was a good twist for sure.
After I watched it, I was like, oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the best movie I've ever fucking watched in my life.
It's a nice little one-off, you know? Like, I like that it's just, like, it's multiple twists in one. Because they keep you on one track for a while, and then they flip it on its head. And you're like, oh, I know what's going on. They're like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
We're going to get
Yeah,
you
you think
again,
you do.
motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, so it's good. I liked it. It was really good.
It was definitely very surprising. It hooks you from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like, the opening shot is pretty interesting, pretty freaky, because, you're just listening to the sounds of everything else. There's no dialogue, nothing. You're just watching the kid ride his bike, and all of a sudden he gets thrown off the bike.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, what is going down? And yeah, it just hooks you right away. Stuff's like freaky stuff's going on, which keeps you enticed, and then flips it on its head, flips it on its head again, and then just keeps flipping, man. It was really good.
Man.
This is like I give this like a 8.7. This was a really good movie. Obviously, there's some stuff where it's just like, why did they do this? Why did they do that?
I mean,
but
in horror movies, suspense movies, thrillers, whatever, characters do dumb shit.
yeah, but solid.
Yeah,
Super solid.
I probably give it like an 8, like a solid 8. Yeah, like it's not like stellar in this genre for me, but I agree, very solid.
It's definitely very much like Prisoners. You can definitely see the influence from Prisoners, because I watched it after and I was like, oh yeah, I can see how they're very
I
similar.
haven't seen Prisoners in a long time, but I do remember really enjoying that movie.
It's very similar in the sense that there's a murder that's going on.
Yeah.
There's a serial killer, but kids get taken, and
They try to bait you with like
Yeah,
one
they-
particular character. and
yeah,
shit,
you think one character is the serial killer,
Yeah.
and then it turns out to be another person, and then there's another reveal at the end. So, but I think Prisoners does it just a little bit better. I think
I agree, yeah.
Prisoners is definitely like a little bit better of a movie. Obviously, you have actors like Hugh Jackman
Jake
and Jake
Gyllenhaal,
Gyllenhaal and freaking Terrence Howard's in that movie as well.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's very hard to compete with that
Yeah.
caliber of acting,
But for Netflix, is it a Netflix original,
I
or did it
don't-
just show up on Netflix?
I don't think it's a Netflix original. I
Okay,
think it
well,
just,
for a movie that is living on
Yeah.
Netflix right now, it is, I would say, definitely worth the hour and a half that it takes you to watch it. It's pretty good, and it's very compact. So, go give it a shot. Trips me out that it came out in 2019, especially because it's like trending right now. It's in like the top 10 Netflix, like as we speak, I'm pretty sure. When I looked it up to watch it the other day, it was still in the top 10. It might not have been number 1, but it had the little tag on the bottom.
I wonder what it is. I think it's just like the serial killer vibe that people are just on,
Obsessed with. Yeah.
And I think once one person finds something good on like a Netflix or HBO Max and then posts about it, like another person's gonna find it, and then
Yeah.
another person, you know. So I
Yeah,
think
and so on and so forth, yeah.
very quickly, and who knows, Netflix probably has like an algorithm where they fucking push things to the forefront and stuff like that. So
Yeah, 100%. They
Yeah.
cycle their shit out.
definitely go check out I See You on Netflix.
Good flick.
You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, let's move on to our next movie, an older movie. This one came out in I think
2014, yeah. Yeah, very old. Almost 10 years old now.
Oh yeah, this is another interesting movie. I'll say that. That is my take on it. Interesting movie. Gone Girl, starring Ben Affleck,
One girl.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Radikowski, Rosamund Pike. She's
Rosamund
barely
Pike.
in the movie. Not her. Emily Radikowski's barely in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Neil Patrick Harris. Shout out
also barely in the movie.
NPH.
NPH.
I mean, I think he's more in the movie than Emily Ratajkowski. Ratajkowski.
I think you just say Radikowski.
I think it's Ratajkowski.
Radikowski?
There's a J right there.
Yeah, but it's gotta
R-A-
be silent.
Ratajkowski.
Ask Google how to pronounce it. I
Hey.
want to know now.
Ratajkowski. Why would you not say Ratajkowski?
I don't know. It just feels like it would be silent in my brain, but I could be wrong. Nah. Hey,
Radic-
who's
Ra-
good with the words? Who's good with the numbers?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know too much. I don't know how to say her last name, so fucking. I mean, I've seen her on Instagram for sure, but fucking. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm assuming it's Ratajkowski. I swear. I swear, bro. Look it up, bro.
I
Look it up
actually
right
got it
now.
right now. Yeah, let me see.
How do you pronounce her name?
We're gonna do it live.
But yes, if you guys have never seen Gone Girl, it is based on a book, I believe. Another thriller, mystery type.
Here it comes.
Hi, I'm Emily Radikowski.
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 All right.
That's her saying it too.
All right. Maybe she doesn't even know how to say it.
Have you ever seen the video of Jake Gyllenhaal explaining how you really pronounce his name?
No.
And like, because I think he's like Swedish or something like that. And he's on Conan, I'm pretty sure. And they're like, yeah, everybody says my name wrong all the time. And they're like, what do you mean? It's Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, that's what it is. And he goes, no. The way you'd actually pronounce it technically is Jake Gyllenhaal. And like, apparently that's like, his like native pronunciation of how you'd say it is Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
God, I'm gonna say it like that now.
Yeah, all the
Oh,
time.
that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
I wonder how you say his first name.
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, who knows?
But yes, Gone Girl. If you guys have not seen it, you guys must live under a fucking rock or something like that.
Yeah, this
'cause,
was a big movie when it came out. Like, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly, this was the first time I ever saw it. So obviously, I was living under a rock. But
Yeah.
it was apparently, from what I remember, there's a lot of talk about it when it came out.
Yeah, I think one just the cast.
Yeah, for sure.
Also based on a book, and I think also just the shock factor of the fucking story.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think there's anything necessarily about this story that's like groundbreaking or like if you put it up against any other thriller mystery type movie, I don't think it like does anything like inherently like better. But
Yeah,
I think
it's-
there's just so many shocking things that that happen in this movie. It's like,
it's very different.
yeah,
Because, like, I think in the same vein of, like, the other movie we just watched, right? It's like, it's definitely a perspective shift movie, right? Like, there's different kinds of twists, I think. Like, a more traditional twist is something that still happens from the protagonist's perspective, right? Like, sorry to make another nerd reference here, but I don't give a fuck. That's what I do. When you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father,
yeah,
you're still in Luke's shoes. You don't automatically like pivot to Darth Vader's side and he's like, you see when he was a dad and shit like that, right? So like both of these movies have that like unique type of twist where like you're not being told it from the main character's point of view. It's just like halfway through. It's like, by the way, this is how all this unfolded from the other side of things, which is cool. I think it's very interesting. I like it a lot.
yeah. I mean, when I first watched this movie, I was definitely like, oh my god, this movie's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, still is a really crazy movie, but I'm more so on the train of like, it's just a weird movie. Like,
Yeah, pretty psycho.
it's like, how do you just think of the story? Like, you as a writer, that's like me and my aunt were having this
Yeah.
conversation. She brought this up. She was
Yeah.
like, this is how I thought of it when I read the book. And she was like, and it made me start to think of this too. She was like, how do you just like, as a writer, like think of a story like this? You know,
I
it
think
makes me very much question
the writer.
like the writer
I agree,
and
yeah.
like what you think about on a daily basis to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write this thriller
Yeah.
about this girl
Well, so
who
it-
who fakes her death and
Yeah.
frames her husband for murdering her,
Yeah.
but then actually murders someone else and comes back.
Yeah.
And I
Also,
was just like,
on the surface, I agree with you. Like, it is kind of disturbing to think that like somebody would come up with that story, right? But at the same time, I mean, you don't see people necessarily questioning George R. R. Martin too hard about like putting tons of incest and like rape and shit like that into
I think
Game
a lot
of
of people.
Thrones.
I think a lot of
Okay,
people do.
that's fair. But that's the point I'm trying to bring up is like there are themes that go over those surface value things that have meaning to them. And I think in this movie, what I got from it was that it's like a story about how sick and twisted we are as consumers of tragedy, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
we're so willing to believe a story that when somebody sets it up as well as fucking Amazing Amy does, that like the whole entire nation just eats it up like super quickly. And like it really does speak to like our obsession with like serial killers or killers in general, right? Like wife killers, whatever it might be. And ooh. Plane? Or an alien?
Fucking alien, bro. I
Fucking
have no
alien,
clue. That
bro.
was loud.
Yeah, it was loud, right? I wonder if it picked up on the mic. I mean, we heard it, but
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe
Maybe it
didn't
was
come in
something
the
my
audio.
mom was watching.
Yeah.
Too. Who knows?
But yeah, like I think that's very much what happens in the movie is she frames her husband for murder basically. Almost gets away with it. Shit starts to get fucked up, so she pivots shit back and figures it out anyways. Really good improvisational skills from Amazing Amy, I have to say. But what the movie is about is something completely different, which I think is that like theme of, we just want to see a story, man. And not only that, we're like very, very easily manipulated, I think, if it's on TV, right? And if it's coming and based off of like the preconceived notions that we have of just archetypes of people, right? Like particularly in this one, like men and women, right? Like, and how easily it is to like just like, God, I don't want to sound like a fucking misogynist here, but this is what the movie's about, okay? I'm not like supporting this or anything like that, but like sometimes, not a lot of times, but sometimes dudes are gonna just get immediately like labeled as the wife killer, right? And like he's not gonna get the best like benefit of the doubt and whatnot. But to be fair, Ben Affleck's character in this as well, Nick Dunn, is an asshole. He's a smug asshole. He's a piece of shit. And so he doesn't do himself any favors in the way he's conducting himself after the disappearance of his wife. Like it seems very shady for sure. Like I had heard what this movie was about. I think Buddy explained it to me like a long time ago. I had like mostly forgotten the plot, but like I remembered that there was some kind of twist. So I never really believed that Ben Affleck was really like the killer at the end of the day, you know? But I don't think you're necessarily led to believe that either. I don't think there's really too much that tries to make you think like, unless he's just like some kind of amnesiac who like doesn't remember anything he did, which again, it's not really like part of the plot. It's pretty clear that like something trippy's going on like from the beginning because he doesn't know anything about like all the shit that's unfolding and whatnot. But crazy fucking movie, man. I told you this earlier as Amy Dunn, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
I would have to really think about it to see how high up the list she goes, but very easily like in the top 25, maybe top 50, like antagonists of a single movie
She's evil,
I've
bro.
ever seen. She's absolutely the worst. Completely psychotic. Crazy.
Like, she came up with this whole plot on how to frame her husband. And it's this whole elaborate plot that took like weeks, if not months, of like planning, of like setting up story, of finding someone dumb in the neighborhood to pose as like your best friend.
Faking a journal from like years and years back, entries like for since they met and shit like that.
I feel like that's when it starts to unravel that obviously like I think earlier in the movie you can kind of pick up that he's not the killer. I think they are saying it like so many times that like she's coming up with the story. She's coming up with the story. And that's not for the fact of like we're trying to throw you off the trail. Yeah. I think it's the fact that he's like, oh no, she's telling the story. And I think also with the way the movie's shot, you have to like sort of piece together like what's real and put aside like what's fake and what she's coming up with. Because there's also points in the movie right when like remember when he's like he's gonna go out and she's like getting all mad and he like throws her I don't think that ever happened, but as the viewer you're led to believe that is something that did happen. So you definitely do have to question like maybe this fool did
because they have this like clever just like transitional device in the film where most of it has like regular editing where like you just get snap cuts back and forth between everything, even if they're switching locations and whatnot. But there are very specific moments where she is telling and narrating a story that happened in their past, and every single time it always has a shot of Ben Affleck like sitting on the couch or whatever, and it fades to black like relatively slowly. And then you see her writing in the journal, and then the action starts to take place on screen. And so like it does kind of give you the vibe of like, okay, fuck, is this something made up? Like, is she recounting a real tale? What's happening right now? For sure. So it is confusing. Like there's I think I'm still not really sure at this point like what scenes were real and what scenes were not, if they weren't all just real, you know? Because at the same time too, he's enough of a piece of shit that I mean, obviously at the end, granted that's after everything that happens, but he does fucking shove her ass up against the wall pretty hard. Yeah. So like it's not out of character, right? Like you could be convinced that he really did do that back then. Like it doesn't, I don't think it goes as far as she makes it out to seem. Like, I don't think he wants to kill her. But there's also like the opening line where he's like, God, I want to know what's going on in that head of yours. Like, if I could only crack that sweet skull of yours to figure out what you're thinking, like what you've done to me, like Bobby Bond's like, ooh, that's pretty weird.
But I think also at that point, I think you also have to take into context that like he had to go through this whole shit of this chick just freaking framing him.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and she's like, "Oh no, like I still have you under my finger and you can't fucking do anything."
Yeah,
like he's just
screwed.
like, "Motherfucker."
Yeah, he's pissed, bro. Yeah. It's so dramatic, but I love it. It honestly like made me laugh when I watched it. Is when she does finally come back. She pulls up and she's all bloody and shit after fucking killing poor fucking Barney and shit like that. And I mean, actually, fuck Barney. I was
Yeah.
thinking about this. Does he? I don't think he deserved to die, but he's also a piece of shit.
Oh,
He
yeah,
fucking
100%.
sucks too.
Yeah.
But anyway, she shows up and she like walks up and she like falls into his arms and he like leans into her ear and he's like, "You bitch," and she's
Yeah.
all and like
Yeah.
faints and shit. I was like, God damn, this fool's fucking dramatic. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Desi fucking. Also, how funny is it that Neil Patrick Harris just plays like the same character like every single fucking
Yeah,
time?
just like a womanizing
Yeah.
asshole. Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, we know you're gay.
Yeah.
But can you play someone that just gets hella chicks all the
Yeah,
time?"
yeah. You know what's funny? Sidebar really quick. I hadn't gotten that for you, but Buddy was telling me about it. The cameo that Barney does have, he shows up because of like a little fender bender thing, right? And so they're trying to do some shit or whatnot. Have you heard about this already?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
has the
Yeah.
ankle monitor that they fashion into
Yeah.
like a shock device. Or
Yeah, when he
whatever.
says something horrible like Barney usually does.
Yeah.
That right there, to me, very impressive writing because Barney is a problematic character by today's standards and just in general, right? Like Barney's a piece of shit. We love him because he's Barney, but he's a fucking psycho
Yeah,
when you really think about
Yeah.
it, right? So super clever way to keep that character who he is and like make a joke about it and make it acceptable in nowadays stuff.
I will say I did see that clip and
Yeah.
it did make me laugh.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it because that is the one like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that is like the one freaking area of How I Met Your Mother and How I Met Your Father that I am kind of wary of because Barney does have this sense of humor and this way about him that is very, he's misogynistic and
100%.
shit like that, and it's very much frowned upon nowadays. Not that it's ever something that's been welcomed or anything like
No.
that, but definitely something back then that was more acceptable to make a joke out of in
Yeah.
the way that they did. But like, yeah, nowadays keeping him the same character, but.
Yeah.
Being like, oh yeah, but this shit's bad, you
Yeah.
know. Like,
Also-
like I think he goes like, oh yeah, it's nice to meet the three of you. And she's like, the three of us. He's like, oh yeah, you and your two boobs. And then he just gets shocked. And I was like, okay, that was fucking good.
Yeah, Ted too, by the way, also. Like I think that's
He's in it?
No. So he hasn't been in there yet. I'm just saying on that same vein, I think Ted gets a lot of slack because he's the main character. Ted Mosby is also a piece of shit as
yeah.
well. Like 100%. Marshall's pretty good if I remember everything correctly. He might have some bad moments here and there, but I think for the most part Marshall's clean. But Ted and Barney fucking are awful people, honestly.
yeah.
They both suck. Like you love them within the context of the show, but if you think about them as real people, if they
suck.
were, they're absolute horrible human beings. They're the worst. Anyway, sidebar over.
There was
Back to
something-
Gone Girl. Or
There
yeah.
was something else I was gonna say about that, but I completely forgot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, back to Gone Girl. Such a fucking insane movie.
Psychotic.
Again, I think the second time that I watched this, I wasn't like as big on it because again, I think I see like it. I think it is like a unique way, like you said, to tell that story of like people being obsessed with just insane stories just in general and being easily manipulated through media and stuff like that. And obviously that's a little bit more prominent nowadays, especially what we've seen in the past few years. And or just like
It's more exposed nowadays.
Yeah,
It's been
more
around
exposed,
forever.
Yeah,
but
it's been around, but more exposed nowadays and like. But I just don't think it's like the craziest movie. I think it again relies more on just like the shock factor of like. Oh my god, we're gonna have fucking Ben Affleck saying fucking shit like vagina in here, and we're gonna have them fucking going down on each other, and then we're gonna have all this shit, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
more so to me at least, like it felt more about those shots and those scenes and more than like what the movie was just like about. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I think it was still a good movie, but it just felt more like, okay, we're just gonna put a bunch of these shocking moments in here,
Yeah.
and that's gonna propel this movie to what it is.
Well, I
You know?
think like one thing that has always been a part of like the horror genre, which to be fair, I wouldn't call this like a horror movie, but it is an offshoot of horror. Like it's within that realm. Like sex is a big part of that, like for sure. Like it's always in anything, whether it's like the like slutty girl in like a slasher movie or like just, you know, somebody dying during a sex scene or whatever it is. Like that's always present. So it didn't like feel too focused on that for me in the beginning.
I wouldn't even say
think it's
necessarily. I wouldn't even
intense.
say like necessarily that, but I
Yeah.
would say like just like I don't know, just like in general, I felt like it was more so about like these big shocking scenes and like this overarching like hella crazy story. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like it just felt like the bare bones of it just felt very like average to me, and like just the shocking stuff that went on. Like oh my god, like she slashed fucking
Neil
Desi's throat.
Patrick's, yeah.
You know, she did all this
Yeah.
and she did all that, and there's this and there's that. You
I
know?
do think for me personally, I think I would say that I liked I See You more just because I think it's a more easily digestible movie. But I think this movie executed this type of thing better. I think like it is because for one, I think the extra hour that it has on its runtime helps a lot because you have more time to like really spell this shit out. It gives you more time to really form like a bad guy, right? Because like Amy is like the bad guy of the movie for sure. Like she's just an awful human being. Like she's really the antagonist, right? And not only that, but it's also satisfying to see her almost fail. She doesn't, but she almost fails, right? And so it's like almost you almost get that moment of satisfaction for like, yeah, fuck you. Like your plan's falling apart or whatever, right? The main gripe that I have, which I think is intended in the design of the movie, it just didn't hit for me, is that the ending is like thoroughly unsatisfying because Nick is just fucked. Like
Yeah.
just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like his sister's just like bawling. Poor twin sister Margot. Just like bawling because she's like, you're gonna fucking stay with her, bro. And he's like, she literally kept my sperm for like the last 5 years. She fucking has my baby in her belly. I don't know what to do. And like he's just screwed. So like that part kind of sucked. Like I wanted her to get her comeuppance. I was really hoping like the movie was gonna end with her being caught, but that just does not happen. She fully gets away with everything that goes down in this movie. And so like that's really the only gripe that I have. But again, I think that's like a personal thing because I think that is part of the story, right? Is that like sometimes people do get away with this shit. And on top of that, rich, spoiled white people get away with this shit because that's the other thing too that I noticed as well is there is a particular set of characters that I really like. They're probably my favorite characters in the whole movie, which is like the more like, I don't know how to describe them. I don't want to be rude and say like,
Is it the couple that?
yeah, that lives in like the trailers when she like or whatever they're living in. Like when there's like this like community that she lives in that when she like first disappears and she runs into like this girl first and then there's a dude that accompanies her as well eventually. But I thought it was very interesting because everybody
Greta?
yeah, there you go. Everybody else in the movie, when you think about it, is very well off. Like they are rich, if not upper middle class Americans who are the majority of them are white, right? And like these two people are not white, but they are poor, right? At least they're not like super wealthy or anything like that. And they see through her bullshit like right the fuck away, man. Like within,
Oh, yeah.
like what's her name? Is Greta? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Is calling her on her shit like pretty early on. And not only that, again, one of the few satisfying moments in the movie, punks her ass and fucking steals all of her cash.
Oh yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, dude, like you say your name is this, but you hardly ever respond to it. Like, I don't think you're from New Orleans because you don't seem like you're from New Orleans. And on top of that, you just have the fucking air about you or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then she's like, "You're fucking."
Yeah, your hair dyes a fucking.
Your hair looks all hamstery and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. So like, I thought that was very interesting too.
I loved that part. Of the
Yeah,
movie.
is it's like, oh, okay, like yeah, like quote unquote grounded people right? Like as far as I understood it or whatever, can like see through that bullshit pretty clearly, right? But it's like uppity folks that like need this drama in their life through like a screen and whatnot that are like willing to suck it up and take it and everything. So I think as well there's also like a classism like message in there too. Because the other thing too is like I was talking with Buddy about it because like she really liked the movie, and we were talking about it like make not to get all fucking woke here or anything like that, but just like honest, like make this story a black couple instead. Nick Dunn goes to jail immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Doesn't get a second chance at all. Like, gets away with murder and everything that happened right the fuck away. So, like, I think that also has to do with some of the story as well. Like, they make comments here and there of, like, Amy's just a spoiled rich girl who, like, wants to fucking have her way, whatever it is. Like, whether it's the life that she built before or fucking planning her disappearance and framing her husband and shit like that. And not only that, she freaks the fuck out when things don't go her way. Like, hardcore loses her shit pretty badly. Like, turns into a fucking monster. She starts yelling and screaming all crazy and shit like that. Which, I dug. I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, I think I liked ICU more just because I think it is a more watchable movie. It's not too much of a commitment compared to this. Not only is this 2.5 hours long, but you got to put yourself through some pretty mind-bending, crazy, fucked up shit at the same time. So for that, I think ICU gets more points. But again, I think this was more well executed. I think like in form, it's better.
Yeah, this is like a movie like when I was talking to my aunt about this, I think this is a movie like A Clockwork Orange that is objectively a really good movie.
It's just hard to watch.
But like watching it a second time, it took me a couple days to really get through and like watch it because it's like, all right, I gotta fucking,
Get
all
back
this,
into
I
this
really
shit,
gotta like put myself in the mindset to see this fucked up shit.
Yeah, it is hard to watch. It was another thing too that comes to mind is like, I think I mentioned this when we were talking about the Jordan Peele movies, which is like movies that have a twist are sometimes hard to watch again. Because there's never going to be a viewing like the first time you saw it when you didn't know what the fuck was going on, right? So like sometimes that's fun because you can pick little bits here and there of like the lead up to it and everything like that. But yeah, in a case like this where like the whole thing is kind of a fucking slog to watch and like just hurts your human beingness to like see, it's like, I don't want to put myself through that again. I don't want to watch it again. I'm cool off the one.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say like I don't even know if the twist is like as satisfying in this one as it is like in ICU. Because ICU, like they're really throwing these things at you to where it's like, okay, no, it could be this or it could be that, when before we see the paramour get clubbed in the head, we think we think it's someone supernatural. We think it's freaking Alec, like with this, like, not that I'm saying on first viewing that I knew Amy was alive, but I don't think there's enough to like throw you on the trail of like, oh, she's actually hella dead, I think,
most definitely.
I think you definitely throughout until you get the reveal to where she's like, driving or whatever, I think you still get the sense that there's some shit going on and she's still alive,
I would also be interested to see like what reactions were to the twist back when it first came out, especially people who didn't read the book. Because at this point, even if I hadn't been told the plot like when I was like however long ago it was, even I already kind of knew like the gist of what it was. Because again, this movie was such a big movie, Amy in there like pulls some shit and everything like that. Like I think it's in the culture at this point that like Gone Girl is what it is. So I'd be interested to like what it would have been like to watch it when it first came out too, like not knowing anything about it at all.
It was shocking.
It was shocking. Absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I think if you guys haven't watched it, check it out. Like I said, it is objectively a really good movie.
Yeah, I give it like a high 7.
Yeah, I would say like
almost an 8.
Yeah, I would say mine's like a 7.3, like
Okay.
a 7.3. Like it's good again, but I'm probably not. If I am gonna watch it, it's not gonna be for like another like 5-6 years.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
it's gonna be well in between
give it a
viewings.
rest.
It's not as easily digestible, and like you're saying, it's kind of a slog to get through. 2.5 hours.
It's long. Yeah,
It's a lot to sit down. And watch.
I don't think it needs to be 2.5 hours long. I think it could be 2 hours long and it would be fine. I don't know how that would work in terms of setting up all the different pieces that they have and dominoes that like come and go and whatnot. But yeah, I like 215 maybe at the max. I don't think it needs to be that long. It's a little chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hell yeah. But all right. But all right, everybody. That was episode number
52.
50 fucking 2.
We're a middle-aged man who's slowly starting to come to terms with the fact that we are getting older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you guys already know. Go follow us on Instagram at TH4TV, TOOHIGH4TV, and that's the number 4, not FOR, not FORE, not FOUR, like spelled out as in. Talk about the number, motherfuckers. We're a math podcast, so the number.
Yeah, 4.
And yeah, go subscribe on Instagram where you can watch all the full videos on there.
Instagram.
Or on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, go subscribe. Sorry.
Follow us on Instagram, though.
Follow us on Instagram,
Yeah.
subscribe on YouTube, hit
Yeah.
the notification bell so you can get notified when we put up the videos
100%.
because sometimes it is a little sporadic, but we're getting better.
Yeah, it's coming along.
And yeah, you can watch the full length videos on there. Obviously, if there's anything YouTube or copyright related, you won't hear it on
Absolutely
YouTube.
not.
But that's why you go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
so you can listen to the
there. It's
podcast.
fine,
You
yeah.
know, you like that little, how I led into
Put
that.
the Spotify audio on and watch the YouTube video.
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna get in trouble, especially not us.
Exactly. Yeah, guys, join us next week where we're gonna have a
Special episode.
a special episode, a
Yeah.
new guest at the podcast,
Yeah.
someone that
Something
I
different.
think you might have heard of on the podcast before.
I
You
think
might
we've
have
talked about
mentioned
him before,
his
yeah.
name, but making his first appearance on the podcast. So
Very exciting stuff.
very, very excited. We're gonna watch a couple movies that I for sure have never seen before.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I'm excited, guys. Tune in next week.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what it is. This is us signing
off.
motherfucking off.
Adios,
Laters.
muchachos.